Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 St. Peter's Eagles! Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we ask for a moment of silence in remembrance of Rory DeCristofaro. St. John the Baptist de La Salle. Lift Jesus in our hearts. Thank you. The loss of Rory captivated and united the Staten Island sports community, and no school has been more supportive spiritually, emotionally, and financially than the St. Joseph by the Sea Vikings. On behalf of the DeCristofaro family, St. Peter's would like to thank Father Riley and all of the members of the St. Joe's community for the tremendous support. Today, the St. Joe's team moms would also like to present Meg with flowers as a sign of faith and strength, presented by our captains, Logan Kilty and Brody Turnbull. Once again, thank you, St. Joseph by the Sea. Now at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we now ask you to remain standing and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Ryan Woods and varsity baseball coach Bobby Glenister. 2024 has been one of the most successful athletic years so far for the St. Peter's Athletics program. Starting with Coach Pat Klein, he has guided the Eagles lacrosse program since its inception in 2019, leading us to two CHS AA titles in 2022 and 2024, the Archdiocesan Intersectional Championship in 2024, the USA Lacrosse CHS AA Coach of the Year, and a 40-14 record since 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Coach Pat Klein. Coach Ryan Woods, in his second season, the former Jakes winner and Division I athlete, has guided the Eagles to 37 wins, the two-time Staten Island CHS AA Coach of the Year, a 20-1 record versus Staten Island opponents, back-to-back Staten Island CHS AA championships, back-to-back Staten Island High School League championships, making it a now Staten Island record 6 titles in a row. Back-to-back Jakes Award winners, and in 2 short seasons is already the most successful player/coach in Staten Island history. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Coach Ryan Woods. Coach Bobby Glenister, after a 10-year college coaching career, took the helm of the Eagles in 2018. Coach Glenister has historically guided us to 2 Staten Island CHS AA crowns in 2021 and 2024. The first and second Archdiocesan titles in school history in 2023 and 2024. The pitcher and hitter of the year in 2023 for the first time in school history. And the most successful baseball season in the history of St. Peter's, rivaling any season in Staten Island history, which included the 2024 New York City CHS AA title, the first in school history. The nationally ranked 15th player in the nation, becoming the only school in any sport to finish the season in the top 20 in recent history. The CHS AA and Great New York Sandlot Association Coach of the Year. The overall CHS AA Player of the Year for the first time in school history in any sport. The TUF Media Player of the Year, the New York City Catcher of the Year for the first time in school history, and the Hitter and Pitcher of the Year for a second consecutive year. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Coach Bobby Glenister. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, let's hear it for our honorary captains, and what a great time to be an Eagle.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are broadcasting to you live from the beautiful and picturesque southern shores of New York City, the one and only town without pity, Staten Island. I'm Danny Chanod from Nobody Cares Sports Network, welcoming you today to St. Peter's Boys High School, the Eagles' Nest, as they play home to rivals in St. Joseph by the Sea Vikings out of Huguenot, Staten Island. Joining me for color commentary in today's Main Street Coffee broadcast booth is my friend Ray Palma, legend returning to the booth, and first time in the Nobody Cares booth, my man, Peter Timmins. Gentlemen, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks for having me, Danny. Good to be back. It is after the weather report was poor all week, we have a gorgeous Saturday afternoon down here in New Brighton. Beautiful pregame ceremony. And to my left, like Danny said, the legendary Curtis legend, Peter Timmins. Peachy, how you feeling?
I'll tell you what, it is a beautiful atmosphere here at the St. Peter's facility. We are actually excited to see this rivalry coming around in this North Shore versus South Shore, basically what it's going to look around. And we got a tremendous crowd, and it's going to be a beautiful day, and we'll see what happens.
I'll tell you what, fellas, it is a glorious day for football. You're absolutely right about that. These weathermen have no idea what they're talking about, but here's a couple of men that do know what they're talking about. I caught up with Rob Sika, the head coach of this St. Peter's Eagles football team, before the game, and here's what he said they need to do to win today. We'll see if we get him up here.
You got to do today to get off on a hot start and defend the nest? Today's all about execution, Danny. Honestly, we want to get out to a fast start, limit the turnovers, definitely want to start faster than last week. But like I said, it's all about execution. We're very confident in the game plan. These kids come out here and execute the way that they did all week. That should get us off to a good start and hopefully a great game.
Coach, we appreciate you. Good luck today against the Vikings.
Appreciate it.
Honorary captains are on the field for the coin toss. Let's hear from head coach Tresser Baptiste of the Vikings.
You're killing me here, Small. Hey, what you got?
All right, we're talking with head coach Tresser Baptiste of the St. Joseph C. Vikings. Coach, hostile territory today. What's some things you got to do to walk away with a victory?
Stay true to our game plan. Stay locked in into what we planned all week and get the job done.
That is the kind of emotion and short answers I'm talking about. Good luck to you today in hostile territory.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
That was head coach Tresser Baptiste of the St. Joseph by the Sea Vikings. Always a pleasure to talk to you boys. They seem to be figuring out who's going to receive this ball at the start of this contest right now with honorary captains on field. I'm terrible at my job, but if you tuned into the pregame ceremony, and I know Ray has the information as well from a group text last night, we can update all the fans at home that couldn't make it here today to the nest, but the Eagles will receive to start us out here in the first half of this ball game. Danny Chanod, Ray Palma, and Peter Timmins on the call. Great to have a man that knows a thing or two about football. Peter, why don't you tell the people at home where you played ball, both high school and collegiately?
Well, Dan, it started at Curtis High School, graduated in 95, went to the University of Maryland, had a very nice career. More importantly, got my degree. It was, captain, starting 4 years, played in front of 60, 70,000 every Saturday, ESPN, all the big games. But I'll tell you what, it's nostalgia coming back here and seeing this. It still gives me chills of coming on the field, meeting the new coaches, seeing the players. And, it's a tier for what it is. And, we all, for what it believe and trust in, football and basketball, baseball. But it really is a tremendous atmosphere, and I am more than grateful to be here and actually call the game with you boys.
I'm telling you, man, local sports is alive and well, and it's because of gentlemen like you who dedicate their Saturdays not to college football, not to professional sports, but to local football. It is alive and well here in the island of Staten. 2 men back deep to receive for the Eagles. One of them is the senior star running back in Jeremiah Williams. As far as the other man, it is the senior free safety number 31, Justin Ramos, back deep to receive. The Vikings ready to kick off Rivalry Week here on Local Live. We are underway in New Brighton. It is fielded by Ramos at the 9. With a bevy of blockers in front of him, he hurdles over a diving tackler all the way across the 40-yard line. And the Eagle faithful love it in attendance.
Special teams, a huge part in last week's St. Peter's 53-6 win over Susan Wagner. Early start for the special teams right away to begin with.
This first series of the game brought to you by our friends Windows We Are, 9110
Windows We Are!
9110 Fifth Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Free parking in Brooklyn, 8th wonder of the world. They'll pay for your toll, ladies and gentlemen.
Best window people in the window installation industry, and talking about the best, Marco Arruda is in the shotgun for the Eagles.
That's right, sir. 3 receivers right, and it's Williams in motion who takes the end around, and he's close to the first down marker for the Eagles. A gain of at least 9 on the play. Ref says that's a first down. They're officially in Viking territory across midfield.
I'll tell you what, boys, it's nice to see they came out with a nice little run play right off the bat. They want to establish, the front line. They want their offensive linemen who controlled the last game, dominant up front, led by Altorf, led by Riley. And if they continue what they do coming from last week, we'll be looking good for what they look like.
110%. It is receivers stacked right, a man in motion. The fake is to Williams, and the pass is left side to Weinberg, who catches it in the flat, picks up a gain of about, I'd say 7 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and at least 4 for the Eagles. 2nd and 4.
I'm talking to Coach Cristoforo. A lot of last year around playoff time, he felt they became a little too predictable with the offense going exclusively through Williams. This year, early on, Aruda has been absolutely fantastic, both the run and the pass. And you'll see a lot more diversity in the offense. As an opposing defense, hard to guess what's coming.
Coming out once again, the shotgun bunch pistol set. It is a play action. The give to an end-around receiver takes it, and he is absolutely leveled, so much so that Wandry comes on the field, and they're going to call a hit to the head against number 4, Anthony Levizzoli, the senior defensive back, coming in to lay the lumber.
A little foolery on the end-around there. I haven't seen that really from St. Peter's. And, yeah, the way that flag came, Peach, right? You think that's a personal foul, look like?
You know what? It's very tough to see from here, but you know what? He came in with his shoulder. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they picked this up, but it's a tough part of the game where the defensive has to come down. He puts his shoulder down. The running back goes down. So it's going to be a personal foul, but that's a bang-bang play. That's a tough call, but it is what it is now.
Pete, the referee's right on top of it, but we always say from our vantage point, man, that's bang, bang. We saw him lead more with the shoulder than the head. And I think sometimes it's the game of football to where it has evolved now, where we're just not used to seeing hits that early on. These refs better recognize it is rivalry week. These kids are not going to take their foot off the gas. 1st and 10 for the Eagles, inching towards the red zone. Aruda out of a gun, looking left. Plenty of time now, moving up in the pocket, feeling the pressure. He's going to take off and run with it to the outside. Down the left sideline, diving for the end zone. And he is going to be marked down. Touchdown.
A beautiful block on the outside by Jeremiah Williams and Marco Aruda, who last week was with the run and the pass. So far today with a huge run, and yes, a little delay on the call there, Dan,
my man dove into the pylon. One referee in the middle of the field said he was down at the 1, and the ref closest to the play said that it was a touchdown. So there is the signal that they have finally made from the crew chief on the field.
Again, what a block downfield by Jeremiah Williams to clear some space, and once Aruda has a step, he'll take a yard, that is for sure. And Peachy, I read last week, the kicker for St. Pete, that's Coppola, I believe, 14. I'm starting to remember the names, which is good. Coppola has been fantastic the last couple of years.
I'll tell you what, it's very nice to know that you have a kicker that can actually get the 1 extra point, but going back to that run, he scrambled. If we can see a replay, I don't know if we have it, but if you see the replay, he was in and out, and then he took the sideline.
He ran about 40 yards to get to the sideline. I mean, he took about 70-yard run to go 35 yards.
No, literally, you're correct, Mr. Chanod. It was a tremendous run, but we said last week, this young man, he has potential. I think we might have said maybe 800 yards rushing, 1,200 passing. They got tremendous dynamics on their offense. And they are really going off last week on all cylinders right now.
You said it. That first score of the game is brought to you by Qualitech Computers, the official technology provider of Nobody Cares, 199 3rd Street, Staten Island. For more information, visit QualitechComputers.com. Big shout out to Adam Minoni for coming on as a full-time supporter of the network. It's 2 men back deep to receive for the Vikings.
Hard to see the numbers, trying to see him here, the sun. I forgot my sunglasses, of course.
Well, it looks like Christian Yu is the one closest to us on the near sideline. And it's going to be Damian Aviles back deep to receive towards the Peters sideline. It is a booming kick, sending Aviles all the way back to his 5. He bobbles it and now picks it up, running right side. He is going to be buried by a plethora of Eagles swarming to the football. 1st and 10 Vikings. They'll take over from inside their own 20-yard line.
Well, there was a flag there. I didn't see what happened, but there was number 13 for the Eagles, which was that was Ramos last week. He changed. Anyway, I'm not sure the 2 players involved, but there was a flag right on the 35-yard line. A guy from St. Peter's, might be My guess will be offsetting penalty, maybe perhaps on both. We shall see.
Getting a little chippy out there, fellas.
Think about Chippy. We're walking on the field, Peter and I, before games to talk to the coaches, and Randy Luttrell, offensive play caller for the Vikings, my age, from Curtis High School, class of '96, doing one-arm push-ups, Peach, at about sets of 12 out there in the field, as if he's one of the players themselves.
I think we lived vicariously through what he was doing, because I sure will not be doing those push-ups what he was doing, but he looks very good doing it, but good for him. I'm not doing that.
All right, so I think the flag's just offset, Dan, because the ball seems to be where it was.
Well, that's the kind of information I like to hear from the best color team in the business. The Vikings showing an awful lot of pre-snap motion as the wide receivers trade sides of the field. One wide receiver right, one left. Out of a shotgun with two backs in the field. The give is to the tailback, and he is swallowed up in the backfield. Got to be careful with that potato. It is a loss of 5 on the play. Brings up 2nd and long for the Vikings.
Starting quarterback Christian Carter played at Tottenville last season, and Danny, you and I did that game where he played. He played very well against Lincoln High School.
Oh.
So he is a transfer. He earned the starting job in camp. Coach Baptiste describes him as poised in the pocket, strong arm, and a game manager.
I'll tell you what, man. Ray doing his homework. Can't afford him, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we pay him only for, not premium gasoline, by the way, unleaded. I just have to make that announcement.
Just Diet Cokes is all I need.
Just Diet Cokes. Jen Keane, if you're listening, I am sweating through my T-shirt. I'm going to need something to drink. Out of a gun, the give is to the back, running left side. This is Tommy DiGregorio, the senior tailback, and he picks up a heavy amount on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and short for the Vikings. Looks like 3rd and I'd say a long 5.
Gregorio, the starting running back, big-time rusher last season. Can hit you a bunch of different ways in the flat, and certainly can lower his shoulder and take somebody with him. Fantastic running back, big part of the Vikings offense.
Yeah, Tommy and his family, big-time supporters of the Nobody Cares Sports Network. We take him wherever we can get him on this island, north or south. Big 3rd down coming up here for the Vikings. Working out of a gun in an eye. One tight end left, 2 receivers split. Out of a gun, the give is to Gregorio running left side. He lowers his shoulder. He's going to be close to a 1st down marker. My man laying the hit stick down. And he gets up slowly, Peter.
I'll tell you what, these refs give tremendous spots. Like I said, point of view from where it is, that was a tremendous hit. I don't know if they're going to rule this a 1st down. It looks like they might come out for a measurement. St. Peter's has 7 in the box. They're relying on their corners going one-on-one with a double safety. But it looks like, I don't know, are we going for 4th and 1? Or are we changing here 1st down? I'm not sure.
It looks like they have moved the sticks and now have changed the numerical stacks on the sticks. It is a 1st and 10 for the Vikings. A massive and powerful run from the running back, Tommy DiGregorio. Working out of a gun once again, Christian Carter in a 3 wide receiver set, 1 running in motion to his left. The play action, quarterback keep running up the middle. Carter picks up about 3.5 on the play. Fooled everybody, including me, in the process, boys.
I'm not sure if that was intentional. If it was the best play action I've ever seen. But otherwise, I think it could have been a busted play. Either way, Carter turns it upfield. He's going to run over the sidelines. So C goes with head coach Baptiste is the coordinator for everything. They have play callers. Coach Luttrell is the play caller offensively, and Matty Muscarello is the play caller defensively for the Vikings. Like we said, Randy Luttrell, big-time quarterback, Curtis High School a few years ago, retired NYPD, and one of the finest gentlemen on earth.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 6 for the Vikings. Carter out of a gun. Anthony Lavazzoli working out of the backfield as the tailback as DiGregorio takes a break on the sidelines as there's some power running. 4 wide receivers set, 2 left, 2 right. Setting a man in motion. Clean snap. The throw is right side, complete to Marco DeMonte. Still on his feet. It takes 5 St. Peter's Eagles to drag him to the turf. That's good enough for a Vikings 1st down. Boy, this is a great response from this visiting offense after giving up a touchdown to start.
You know what, I'll tell you, once again, now week 2 into it, you never see the quarterback under center anymore. It seems like everything's shotgun. I don't know if they just want to realize that they can see the field better, but I guess from where the offensive playing call is coming in, as a quarterback, coming out, you see the field better as a shotgun, and here it looks like they might go to a jumbo set here. They got only one receiver out, and looks like they're going to go to a motion left.
Well, these D linemen are a heck of a lot faster now, and some of them are just straight up labeled athletes, as the Eagles have 2 men in a 3-point stance and 2 men sitting high, ready to blitz on the right side. The give is to the tailback, and Levizzoli, he's going to be swallowed up, still on his feet, picks up maybe 1.5 yards on the play. Good defensive tackling here from the Eagles.
Ran into his own man, too. 41 Solar on that one. Vikings showing versatility, that's definitely not a word, showing versatility in their offense here early on.
Bro, I love when you make up words, right? Like the YouTube machine doesn't even know how to okay, we'll just leave that. I don't know what to do there.
Yeah, sometimes we have a habit of doing that.
Well, shout out to everybody up at Local Live in Connecticut and of the broadcast studio. They are manning the cameras today. Nobody Cares is on the audio. We appreciate Kevin Devady, John, and everybody up there devoting their time to local sports on a Saturday.
Geniuses. Look at the quality of the broadcast you're watching. They're not even here.
It's unbelievable. They got it made in the shade, folks. 2nd and 8 for the Vikings in a pistol bunch set. 1 receiver left, 2 backs in an I. Christian Carter gives it to DiGregorio, and he's going to be tackled for a loss after DiGregorio comes back into the game. Pete, was that a combination of that young man is tired early in the season, or the Eagles blew that play up?
No, I think that was just a tremendous, defensive line push, getting upfield. I would like to see the safety. They have a double safety coming up. I don't know if they saw film that we didn't see, but if they stack the box, and if C wants to keep running the ball like this, bring the other 2 defenders up, go 1-on-1 coverage on the outside with your cornerbacks. And if C wants to keep running the ball, they're going to keep stacking it.
And you have to see if C, the opposite of that, right? We've got timeout here, Danny. If C is going to take that shot downfield with the sophomore quarterback remains to be seen.
We are going to take a small timeout. When we come back, high school football continues. Right, tell them who our broadcast booth is powered by.
The 3 best words in the industry, Main Street Coffee!
Welcome back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. This moment in time brought to you by Duffy's, 650 Forest Avenue, Staten Island, New York. Best burger in New York City. Special thanks to Cormac and Eddie. Visit them today at Duffy's Tavern, NYC.com. Fellas, you like that burger, don't you?
That's not tomfoolery. It is the best burger, the best customer service. If you haven't been in a while, completely renovated. There's a barn in the back. You can have private parties back there. I had a few fantasy football drafts, the best in the business. Please go check out Cormac Gordon, all the fine people at Duffy's. The best burger in the universe.
All day long. 3rd and 10 for the Vikings. Eagles showing blitz on the left side with a 3-man front. Turnbull comes on blitz, and that ball nearly intercepted. Close to being deflected. Instead, it is going to be a short completion. Will bring up 4th down.
They gave him the completion on that?
I don't know. The refs are talking about it, and the people knew an answer, so I just made it up.
Certainly didn't look like he caught the football, but I guess they're going to give him the completion. I can't see I don't know why the sticks don't have the number like we had last week, Peach. This is kind of confusing me.
Yeah, they do. It's just right behind the referee.
Okay, my apologies. So, 4th down. That's going to put... Now, the last thing you want to do if you're the Vikings is kick the ball to number 6. I think the rest of the CHSA has learned by now. You put the ball in 6 hands. That's the worst thing you can do for special teams.
It is a 4th and 8 for the Vikings. They send out the punt unit for the first time this afternoon. And we have laundry on the field. Too many men on the field, it would appear.
12 men on the field. That is the call on the field.
That's a tough look when you're coming out of a timeout, ain't you? Right?
Well, I've never coached football. Maybe Peach, I don't know how you, but the substitutions and the organization, that's got to be difficult to do. Surprised you don't see more of that at this level.
Nah, it's just mental errors. That's not a coaching issue. That's something the players know what they're doing. If you're on a punt team, you're on a punt team. You should know what you're doing.
100%. I mean, hockey, there's a sport where you got to keep tabs. And that is a clean punt going down the right sidelines. It takes a Vikings bounce inside the 25. That is where the Eagles will take over. 3:13 to go here in the first half. Danny Chanod, Ray Palma, Peter Timmins on the call. Who we powered by, boys?
Main Street Coffee!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. These referees got reservations, and I don't blame them. They want to get out of here. Aruda out of a play action, drops back, fires the ball down the left sideline, nearly complete. Comes up just a bit empty. That ball intended for the senior wide receiver, Sayu Diakani, one of Ray's favorite names to pronounce.
Well, Danny, we sat here last year, and a lot of times we said, you really wish the Eagles offense would take more shots towards Laureano, who the big tight end who's now playing collegiately. This year, the evolution of Aruda with his ability to throw the ball downfield, Laureano's now in college, and he's been replaced by, I'm going to go with Salou because the last name's still butchered. But that shot downfield is there, and you're going to see it, that look downfield when available. Snap goes to Aruda. He's going to be tackled and swallowed up whole by the Vikings defense.
What a play by the Vikings. Joe Moran, number 18, coming in to make the sack. That fires up the Viking faithful in attendance.
Joe Moran, 2 sports star. He is human energy. As a matter of fact, an accurate comparison, number 18 for the Vikings, would be the guy to my left, Peter Timmins. Joe Moran, young man I happen to know personally, a fantastic kid and a tremendous athlete, both in the basketball court, baseball field, and certainly on the football field.
Coach Rochelle actually said, watch out for number 18. Tremendous Mike linebacker. Follows the ball, knows for it, knows what he's doing.
Receivers trips right. It's a play action again. Aruda moving up in the pocket. Now decides to run with it down the left sidelines. He turns on the gas across the 40, moving across the 50, making one-man miss. Still on his feet. Tackled across into the Vikings territory. 1st and 10 Eagles.
You see the evolution of Aruda. He still had his eyes downfield. Last year he tucks and runs that early. This year he still looked downfield longer. Saw he had nothing, took off. Ripped off a big 40-yard run. No big deal. We've been seeing it now for the last 3 seasons.
Gotta give. Go ahead, Pete.
Remember that play. They were in their own end zone right there. That's a huge momentum shift right now for the offense, and then defense on their heels. That was 3rd and forever, and that's a tremendous play right there.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. 2 receivers left. Diakani right to give us to Williams out of the backfield. Moving forward with a full head of steam. Picks up 7 on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 3. And fellas, while we're talking about diehard fans in attendance, how about those that are on the road and can't be here today? Like Tommy Secca, Rob Sika's father. He's on his way to Cleveland to see the season opener against the Cowboys at the Dog Pound. He went with head coach Rob Sika's brother Tom Jr., his uncle John Sika, and Rob's childhood best friend, who's actually a Cowboys fan, Matt Cordero. So that's got to be a fun 7-hour drive.
That was a good story until I heard about the Cowboys fan.
I know. Aruda, a little shake and bake out of the backfield, makes one-man miss, still on his feet, diving towards the first down sticks, and he's got it. The Eagles are moving those chains.
Eagles offense just continues to show its versatility. It's been run-based. Aruda's looking downfield. And so now on 1st down, the entire playbook available.
Now, as a defensive coordinator right now, you have to be a little bit confused because you have a tremendous quarterback that can actually throw the ball 40 yards down the field. Let alone he just had a 50-yard run. And what do you do in this scenario? It's a very tough defensive coordinator position right now because he is elusive and he's dynamic.
Aruda working out of a gun, same exact formation yet again. Pump fakes, throws it right to Diaconi, who makes the catch, tries to shake off the defender. Instead, he's wrestled down to the turf, a pickup of 7 on the play. 2nd and 3 once again for the Eagles.
He's like Julio Jones out there. I mean, he's just a big target with speed, and, you know, he is certainly going to be a huge factor for the Eagles all season long. And he continues to show his versatility as a deep threat. Also, those intermediate routes.
Now, this is right within striking distance for the Eagles. They scored from around the 25-yard line on their scoring touchdown, in which Aruda stretched the field and dove for the pylon. It has been all Marco Aruda today, and this Vikings team has yet to find an answer for him. That's going to do it for us at the end of 1 quarter of play. The Eagles lead 7-0 over the Vikings. 2nd quarter, when we come back, nobody cares.
Street Coffee!
Welcome back to the action, ladies and gentlemen. Start of the 2nd quarter. The Eagles' offense remains on the field. Vikings trying desperately to come up with a stop here. Game just 7-0 in what many considered to be a potential runaway for the home team. However, rivalry week never disappoints here on Staten Island, no matter the sport.
Runaways in this division don't usually happen. 2 dynamic teams.
The give is to Noah Aruda's going to keep it and be tackled in the backfield. Oh, baby! What a play made by the defensive lineman, John Munson. The senior held on to Aruda's leg and would not let him go, in which 2 other Viking defenders came over and did the pile driver. My goodness.
Munson, the nephew of Jim Munson, I've been told. Fantastic play in the backfield. If you're a Aruda, just go down, man.
Yep.
You know, once they got you, you know, that's the kind of the franchise quarterback that you don't need to see him trying to gain those extra yards, tweaking knees, something like that, Peach.
I'll tell you what, that's a tremendous job by the linebacker or whoever it was that stayed home, realizing the play action wasn't going to be there. Know your responsibility. Know that he might run out, because that's what he's done.
He gives to Williams on the right side. He turns it left, back up the middle again. And, Danny, every time he touches it, 6 yards. I mean, his yards per carry has got to be the highest I've ever seen, that's for sure.
And it's a credit to the offensive line as well. The Hog Mollies doing their job, moving the defensive linemen out of the way and creating these gaps. You know, Jeremiah Williams is one of these backs, including Aruda, a running quarterback that has the ability to stretch the field. But today, with Williams, he's really seems to be gashing the gaps as opposed to making something out of nothing. O-line doing a tremendous job today.
O-line returning only 1 starter, Captain Logan Keelty. I got to see my guy Freddie Altoff out there. I'm going to try. I can see the numbers much better here than last week. Number 54, Peter Olivia. Number 56, who I don't have on this roster. Of course I don't. Either way, here we go with Aruda under center.
Trips right for the Eagles. It's a fake to 2 men in motion. The pass is to Williams on a screen. This could potentially be a face mask. If it is, it'll be a huge call going against the Vikings, as that was a 4th down stop.
Not sure where the flag came from. Referees are talking. Either way,
that would hurt if that was a face mask at 4th down right there. You know, it looks like it's a discrepancy call from what the Looks like the ref might have called for what it is. It looks like it might be. Oh no!
It's going to be against the Eagles.
Woo.
So the question is, will the Eagles try and pin them deep? And it looks like they will. Punt team's going to come onto the field. First time that we're going to see the punt team for St. Peter's this season.
Oh, my goodness.
No, actually, Ray, that's
a turnover, my friend.
Turnover. That was fourth down, sir.
It was fourth down.
That's fourth down.
Shows
that is
how
a
much
turnover.
I know.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
tell you what, this is a fine broadcast, just like Jay's on the Bay has fine dining. Make sure you check them out, 1189 Bay Street in the heart of Rosebank. Shout out Joe Salameni. And you can reach out to him, of course, at Jay's on the Bay. He'll bring the catering and the fine dining experience to you for your own parties and events.
People ask me, Ray, what's Jay's on the Bay? I say, I can't define it. There is no, it's not Italian, it's not Russian, it's not Chinese, it's not soul food. It's just a little bit of everything and a lot of bit of good.
I just say it's banging.
Banging. Slamming, bussin', as the kids may say.
It's a four-wide receiver set for the Vikings. Di Gregorio, the lone back. Out of a shotgun, Carter throws it right side. He's got a man. It's completed in the slot to Joe Moran, the sophomore.
More laundry.
I'll tell you what, these referees letting them know we got a little yellow hanky and we ain't afraid to throw it. Vikings can't believe the call.
Give a little, while we have this little break and delay, a little personal health thing. I had a hernia, Danny,
Yeah.
Peter. I had it. I waited to get it operated on, and instead on Monday, I ruptured on me. I had to have emergency surgery. I'm playing hurt. This is my Willis Reed game. So if you're sitting home and you have a hernia, go get it fixed now before it erupts. I can tell you right now, terrible choice the other way. Much like that flag was a terrible thing for the Vikings offense.
I'll tell you about these injuries. I mean, we're falling apart. I had meniscus surgery. From what I understand, Dr. Tajani, the surgeon that did my knee, is actually on the sidelines today for the St. Joseph C. Vikings. So they got some medical staff. I was working 9 days later doing broadcasts. Not advised, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
I did not leave. I did not go to work this week. It's my first time leaving the house. I'm struggling a bit, but we're going to fight
You
through
look
it.
fantastic. You're a warrior.
Look better than I feel, that's for sure.
C-Dub, we're going to get canceled. Well, out of a gun, it's Carter with four wide receivers, two left, two right. They give this to Di Gregorio. Little stutter step, running forward like a freight train. He's open in the open field, across the 50. A huge block, 30, 20, 10, 5. Knocked out of bounds at the 3. First and goal, Vikings. Oh, baby, did you see that backside block?
Now, unfortunately, a little excitement from the C team just got themselves a flag, and that's going to bring that back 15 yards from the spot. My goodness, though, what a fantastic run by Di Gregorio.
That would be completely unfortunate right now if somebody stepped off on the field when that run was going down. I know they want to celebrate, but if that's a 15-yard penalty, going back to the 3 to 4 yard line, if they have to bring that back 15 yards, that would be very, very costly and unfortunate. Let's see the ruling here. Tremendous run, without a doubt. I mean, I thought he was gone, but you know what? The defense, they
Duke
came
Davis
out.
tracked him down, Pete.
Yes, he did. He was like Secretariat coming down the home stretch and just caught up to every horse. And let's see what happens here with this penalty.
Well, when the flag was thrown, the Vikings coaching staff went nuts at their own players. So I'm pretty sure that penalty is going to go against the Vikings, and that tarnishes somewhat what was a legendary run from Di Gregorio. Oh, my goodness.
The senior. I mean, he looked like Ron Dane out of
Great
Wisconsin. All I saw was shoulder pads like Bobby Boucher, angry eyes.
That's 2 weeks in a row. I called someone Bart Oates last week, and now we have a Ron Dane reference this week. My goodness.
Yeah, that Big Ten running back, though, man, I'll tell you, that's what Di Gregorio looked like coming out of the backfield. My man was a freight train.
I'll tell you what, I played against Tiki Barber. I played against Warwick Dunn. I played against very, very fast, explosive, college athletes that went to the pros and had tremendous, seasons for what it is. But that kid really put it on right there.
I mean,
so that
that's
penalty looks like the line of scrimmage is going to be around the 18. So that penalty, 15 yards. Oh, no, it is not. No,
Ladies
I
and
don't know
gentlemen,
anything. I'm looking at the yardsticks.
What do you got, Rev?
He's unsportsmanlike on St. Peter's.
So the unsportsmanlike is against the Eagles, not the Vikings. My instincts are broken.
Clock referee's unbelievable. What's your first and last name, sir?
He wants to be anonymous, I think.
He's in witness protection.
Yeah, he's got a few guys looking for him. That's all right.
That's all right. Well, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we got looking for you right now. It is first and goal for the Vikings at the 1 yard line. Out of a gun, 2 tailbacks. The give is to the main. Up the middle, Labizoli in for the touchdown.
Love to see the old school power, old school offense, and the Vikings are 1 point away from tying this thing up with, I can't see, 8:51 remaining in the second quarter, Peach.
I'll tell you what, smash mouth football, when you have it down the goal line like that, you put your boys on the line versus boys on the line, and you just pound it in, and that gets you 6.
Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a bona fide heavyweight bout, a legitimate dogfight here on the North Shore of Staten Island. Blow for blow, these men continue to battle it out in the trenches.
Dylan Wallace will line up the kick, what could be a critical extra point.
That is up and good. Bangs it off the St. Peter's weight room up there, all the way up to the roof.
I'll tell you what, with that leg, don't be surprised if the field goal comes into effect late in the game. It's a 7-7 ball game, that leg might be good. I watched them early on. That could be a 35, 40-yard field goal. You never know. Watching early on, it's very impressive what these kids do.
Gentlemen, that score in the game brought to you by our friends at Century Waste Services, 623 Dowd Avenue out of Elizabeth, New Jersey. Over 30 trucks, GPS-enabled fleet, 24/7 contact availability, no holder wait times, the right service at the right price, and they're going green. Special thanks to Mark Savino and his whole family for all the work that they continue to do here in the community, not only with Nobody Cares, but beyond as well.
Anything they can. Mark Savino, one of the really good guys. My shout out to my man George Mallon, too. Hi. George Mallon makes Instagram videos now. We'll call him One Take George, the best in the business, and Century Waste, certainly the top of the industry in all your waste disposal needs. So we have ourselves an exciting one here this afternoon, Danny. This has been high-level football. We've seen the run, we've seen the pass, we've had a few flags, and we're just getting warmed up here. I can't believe we still have 8:51 here in the second quarter.
I'll tell you what, speaking of warm, it is muggy up in this booth.
Man, it's a good thing there ain't no camera. I mean, the people know I sweat, right? There ain't no secret at this point. You dig what I'm saying? I always look like I'm at Sound Factory in 96.
He went to the Tunnel after and had a cheeseburger with Ray at
such a good time.
King's Arms with some disco fries at 4:30.
Such a good time. They tasted different back then is all I'll say.
And they were $2 too. It was a different world.
You said it, sir. Well, 2 men back deep to receive for the Eagles. It is Justin Ramos and Jeremiah Williams. We are knotted up at 7, 8:51 remaining here in the first half of play.
Ramos dangerous, Williams just as dangerous.
It is a booming kick sent to Ramos. He fields it at the 5-yard line, running from right to left, now moving and grooving up the middle. He's across the 35-yard line and tackled just shy of the 40. That's where the Eagles will take over.
Pete, you watched the game last night? Or Danny, anyone wants to respond to this? Did you see the way they kick it off in the NFL now? What is going on?
They
just want touchbacks? That's it? No more returns?
They don't want anybody hitting hard.
I don't know what's happening with that. Oh, what a piece of garbage that is, in my humble opinion.
It's difficult. You know what it is?
It's not football. That's what it is.
What the deal is, there's just so much money involved.
Yeah.
And anything in life, when you've got that amount of money involved, silly decisions start to happen by people that shouldn't even really be making decisions. You know, here in local sports, we got enough going on in the nitty-gritty. The give is to Williams, little stutter step, moving forward up A gap, rolling forward, taking a man with him into Vikings territory. It's a 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
Jeremiah Williams, 1,000-yard rusher last season. Instead, his goal this year was to rush for 1,000 yards again. More importantly, bring home a CSA AA championship. Also had the pleasure of just speaking to the young man for a little bit. What a humble and classy kid. So rare you see a combination of both.
As you see Turnbull working the fullback position. He is a two-way player here, and that is a tackle for loss for Williams. We got to give a shout-out, though, to Brody because, you know, he felt terrible. He's getting over an illness. He wouldn't have been able to play had it not been for the unbelievable services of Glow Lab Studios. Special shout-out to Bridget and Amanda, who came to save the day last night, made a house call, otherwise known as a touchdown. They administered an IV, and he woke up this morning good to go. That's what those ladies do, man. They bring rehab and hydration to a whole new level. Check them out on Instagram at glowlabstudio.nyc.
I'll check them out this afternoon. I might need them.
They need an IV right now, ladies. It is a play action. Aruda fires this ball left side. A lot of contact. No penalty. Looked like the DB might have got there a shade early. Instead, it's going to bring up a 2nd and long. Now 3rd and long for the Eagles.
Little contact. But Lopez, I think he kind of might have broken the ball there. Good timing and a great play there by Lopez in the secondary for the Vikings.
I'll tell you what, I think the defense was ready for the play action. It's almost predictable for that was going to happen. You know, they went smash mouth, and it was like play action. I was actually saying in my head, here comes a play action. They're going 3 deep, and a tremendous play by the cornerback right there.
That pass was intended for number 7, Zachary Hosillo. They give is to Williams out of the backfield, and he is lit up. What a play made here from number 30, the senior linebacker, Steven Ingenita.
So far, certainly last week and most of last season, the key for the Eagles, give the ball to 6. So far, the Vikings are putting the stop to all that give the ball to 6 stuff.
It is a 4th and 11. That is going to make the punt team come out, but could be some tomfoolery here as the quarterback, Aruda, is set to be the punter. He does, in fact, use his foot rather than his arm. A fair catch is signaled at the 17-yard line, and that is where the Vikings will take over. 6:50 to go here in the first half of play. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We got a doozy.
Main Street coming!
Welcome back to the action, ladies and gentlemen. 6:50 to go here in the first half of play. Carter out of a gun. DiGregorio in the backfield lone. 4 wide receivers set. 2 split left, 2 right.
They haven't asked Carter to do much today, but like as described by a coach, he is managing this game beautifully thus far.
The right-handed slinger works out of a gun, quickly sends the ball left. That is caught by number 18, the sophomore, Joe Moran. He's been getting his touches early and often here, Peter.
I'll tell you what, this offensive coordinator right now for C, they're trying to pick apart, and they're doing a very nice job of spreading the field out. You know, going back, I was just saying to Doc Palma before, you know, St. Peter's kind of away from spreading their field out, but C's doing a tremendous job with momentum on defense and then coming back on the offense, opening the field up and getting 5-6 yards at a time. That's kind of what the game's about.
Let's say, you know, the legendary defensive line coach Pete McAcurtis says hold them to 3 yards or less on first down. And as you mentioned, the Vikings getting 5 and 6 as well as the Eagles the same. But on third down, both of these defense have been tightening up like Archie Bell in the Drells. 2nd and 4. Working out of a gun once again, and a whistle on the field.
Ref threw his flag from the
delay
a game?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was wondering where that flag could possibly be.
Once again, shot in the foot. You're 2nd down and 3. These are small errors that these guys
Make love to the microphone, Peter, if you can.
I'm sorry, right
No,
there.
it's all right. I know you're emotional.
I threw my head back, or just a frustration. Like, come on, you're 2nd and 4. Now you're 2nd and 9. You shot yourself in the foot.
Had a lot of momentum, you're right, and Mr. Momentum certainly changed his address after that penalty. A self-inflicted wound. 7-7's our tie, 5:35 remaining here in the first half of play. 4 wide receivers, 2 left, 2 right. DiGregorio, the lone back. Carter working out of a gun. The give is to DiGregorio. He spins out of 1 tackle and is wrangled to the floor by 2 other Eagle defenders. A loss of 4 on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd and long here for the Vikings. Tough territory. Will the Eagles bring the blitz here or sit back?
I think, you blitz a little too aggressive. They can hit you with the run. I wouldn't be surprised if they play a little cautious here, play some coverage, keep DiGregorio in front of you, because no matter what down and distance, Gregorio is a threat.
I'll tell you what, if they went just one-on-one coverage, they stack the box right now. Looking at the defense from where it is, from where we are, I would put 8 in the box right now. Go one-on-one coverage. You're third and 15, 14. We'll see what they do here right now. It's going to be very interesting.
Working out of a gun, SOS. 4 wide receivers, now 1 going in motion from left to right. Quarterback looking that way, slings it over the middle. It's intercepted by St. Peter's. That's Cosmo D'Amelio working down the right sideline, tackled inside the 10. First and 10 for the Eagles, first and goal.
He's just jumped up and speared that thing with 2 hands, never in doubt. Probably not a wise ball to be thrown there by the sophomore quarterback, and the Eagles are now cooking inside their own 10. And there's a penalty, another penalty here, Danny.
Absolutely is. It looks like it's against the Vikings. It's still going to be Peters football. AB Entertainment rocking on the DJs 1 and 2s today, and he's got the 12th man here moving and grooving in the seats.
I'll tell you what, that was a tremendous play right there. That's not, I don't care what level you're at. That ball come across the middle, that is tremendous hands. Watch the quarterback's eyes, went right to him, and you go the other way. Now you're first down.
First and goal, baby.
A humid day out there on the turf. Both quarterbacks working with a towel attached to their hip.
And they're going to want, the Eagles want a timeout. They're going to snap it. No, Yasika's damn near at midfield calling the timeout here. Didn't like what he saw on first down. Your timeouts don't carry to the second half, so a good coach by Rob Sika and an even better sponsor read coming here from Danny Chanod.
You said it, man. Here's a great opportunity to talk about our friend DPM Contracting. Family-owned and operated, fully licensed and insured, proud supporter of the Nobody Cares Sports Network. My man Damian McCaig, if you're looking to renovate your home or business, there's no better to do it. 347-612-5063. Man, and he is actually out here in the community coaching, working over there at Curtis High School, his alma mater, and wants to be a part of local sports even further here with Nobody Cares.
Don't get it twisted, too. Back in his day, he'd make a play playing linebacker himself, just like that in the field. Similar player. I could see him making plays the same way number 2 for the Eagles just did. So,
yeah, that was back when, cowboy collars were a lot
and I'm
more popular to wear, right?
And I'm probably a decade older than him, so it just goes to show. Time goes quick. That is for sure.
It sure does. Jen Kane, if you're listening, I'm thirsty. Please. Why? There's a lot of people here today, though. That place is definitely busy.
Yeah, the concession stand's about to be mobbed at halftime here. We'll see if it's going to be a bunch of happy Eagles as they're going to come out of this. The ball stayed on the 10. First down from the 10. Aruda in the shotgun.
Now Aruda with Williams to his right. It's an option. The give is to Williams and tackled in the backfield for a loss of about 4 on the play. It was going to knock the Eagles all the way back to their 14-yard line. That is a second and goal from that spot.
Matty Muscarello, the defensive play caller for the Vikings, is pitching darn near a shutout this afternoon as far as his play calling. He has been snuffing out the run left and right there, Peach.
I'll tell you what. This is a tremendous right now what C has to do. If they don't get a stop here, then you might go back to what I said early on. Field goals might win this game the way these boys are playing.
Eagles are in that bunch right. Salou on the top of your screen to the left. Give us to Williams up the gut, cuts it back, and again, the Vikings are there. They are ready for 6 this afternoon. That's going to bring up third down here, Danny.
This is wild, man. And Peter, you talked about this earlier. Both of these teams have a kicker with a leg in a 7-7 ball game with both of these defensive lines seemingly tightening up on third down. That fourth down comes around and you're outside the 5-yard line. Field goals looks pretty good right now.
Absolutely. Listen, you're third and goal. There's no chance for a first down right here. So you have to get your kicker ready. And we talked early on, both teams have tremendous special teams and kickers. This game, I'm telling you, might come down to a field goal game.
Salou a threat here. Is Salou going to come out of the game? So, okay, you call Salou a threat. He comes out of the game. I hope he's all right. Davis will come in to replace him.
Not a fan of that. Don't take your threat out.
Well, no, he took himself out, Cole. I'm not sure. Maybe he looks to be pulling on his hamstring a little bit.
Angelo Negretti in the game. Aruda running with a bevy of blockers going right side, and he is going to be stopped. Woo, baby, what a play made this time from the sophomore linebacker, calling his number again, Joe Moran, number 18, boys.
I was just watching you look at the sheet. I'm like, does Dan not know Moran by now?
No. All I know is I'm sweating out
Your eyeballs are covered in sweat.
And I'm so hungry and thirsty, I'm hallucinating. So,
all right, so as Peter Timmins called for, it looks like the kick team's going to be on the field here. So some real Catholic League football. And, Mike, you mentioned on the punts, Danny, Ruda the punter. He's also the holder, although I would not suspect any kind of a fake here.
Vincenzo Coppola set to kick the field goal. A low snap. Arudo gets the hold down. The kick is wide left. No good. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still tied at 7. 1:57 to go here in the first half of play.
Main Street Coffee!
All right, so thanks to Peter Timmins in the booth letting me know what the heck's going on because he knows I'm awful at some things. A missed field goal here in high school football results in a touchback. So the Vikings have the ball at their own 20-yard line. It is a one-wide receiver set, 2 tight ends, 2 backs to give us to Gregorio, and he is going to be lit up in the backfield by a bevy of Eagles swarming to the ball once again here. 1:45 to go in the first half.
Oh, is that a gen delivery, Danny? Looks like that. So, Peachy, I wonder, that's the first question answered. Would the Vikings
Joe Jackie Vasquez in the booth, ladies and
be
gentlemen.
willing to bleed the clock out, Danny?
Joe, what do I got to do
far,
to get some mustard?
Not a timeout called here yet, Danny. I mean, Peter, I would think if the Eagles get a
All right,
stop
good job,
here, they
man.
would call timeout on second down.
Heck of a job.
You know what? I think if they were smart, they have the ball at the 20, run the clock out, go into halftime 7-7, and just, take it for what it is. If I'm the C coach, get me out of this halftime with a 7-7 at away. We have another little
Is
laundry
that
on.
another delay of game?
Yeah, that's exactly what that is, Ray.
This is like the illegal formations in the NFL game the other night. My goodness. And a few times, those were simply not illegal formations. Yeah, Peach doesn't drink water. He's strictly energy drinks at this point with Timmins. Danny Chanod had a delivery. We're going to shout out Jen, I believe. We assume that the legendary Peters team mom and many other titles, Jen, secretary, and just overall fantastic human being who takes care of us here in the booth. Shout out to Jen. We love you.
That's right. They give us to Gregorio running up the gut. He picks up about 7 on the play. Brings up a 3rd and manageable, but still 3rd and significant is about 6 yards.
Sika immediately calling timeout, and I agree with him. 53.2 remaining. If you get a stop here, you're going to get the ball back, kicking the ball, fair catch, be around the 40, and give your offense a chance to put some points back on the board. If you're the Vikings here, I think your best play, Peach, keep the ball on the ground, force Peters to call a timeout. If you don't get it, punt it away. But you want to stay safe down here, this part of the field.
You know what? That delay of game stopped the clock. So take that out of the equation. The clock keeps rolling. So now you have 3rd and about 7. Yes, they go maybe get a first down here if they can. I would run the ball, burn some more time. And then when the punt team, if they don't get the first, you kick that ball out of bounds. You do not give St. Peter's return man the ability to run it back.
And that return man being Williams in particular.
Oh, my God,
Peach.
he's explosive. He is explosive.
I'm unsure of Danny. None of us know. The Peters at least called 1 timeout early on, so we're unsure if they have 1 or none remaining. That could factor in. If the Vikings are able to get a first down via the run, they could just bleed the clock out. If the Vikings don't get a first down, Eagles got a shot at it, assuming they have a timeout remaining.
In no way am I qualified to answer questions, but I know that the mysterious clock referee has that information.
Anonymous clock referee has told us there is 1 timeout remaining.
You know what? I think what St. Peter's might do, if they stop here, they get a timeout, they might send a kitchen sink and put 11 guys up like they did last week with
Little Steve Spagnuolo-like? I like it.
No receiver back, send the kitchen sink and try to get a block. They're in their own little territory here. You never know. These coaches think with analytics more than what we know, boys.
Danny, I just broke the rule of the broadcast booth. I tried to eat while talking.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I had never learned. It doesn't matter how many times.
That's right. No, you'll never get it, Ray. Clock referee for today's game is Henry Hill. He has it exactly 53.2 seconds remaining here in the first half. Knotted up at 7. Carter working out of a gun.
4 receivers. Vikings look to be aggressive. Will be some kind of a draw.
2 receivers right, 2 left. Di Gregorio, the lone back, throwing it right side. It is complete to Aviles, who works his way out of bounds. That is a first down for the Vikings. It'll move the sticks. 46 seconds to go.
Sorry about that, Dan. Beautifully executed there. Quick out, got the first down. And now if you're the Vikings, I believe you run the ball once or twice, Di Gregorio, and you are more than happy on the road with the way your defense has played to head into this half with a tie game.
100.
A lot of guts right there throwing that pass on third down.
Confidence in the young sophomore. Play call Luttrell, unafraid to put the ball in the sophomore's hands.
Well, it's the same verse, second verse, same as the first, same formation on the field. Carter out of a gun looking to throw. He throws it right. It is complete once again to Aviles. He's got another Vikings first down across the 40-yard line, and it's a 1st and 10 from their own 43. 41.5 seconds remaining. Talk about working the clock, working the sidelines, boys.
I thought the Vikings might try and just run it and get to half, but no, the Vikings still looking upfield. Now, 41.5, ball at the 44. Whole playbook is open.
Head coach Tresser Baptiste keeping his foot on the gas here to end the first half. As you mentioned earlier, Peter, that, these young men, there's kickers on both sides of the ball here, so maybe the Vikings are thinking, hey, let's get it to the 35. What's your range, young man?
They got a long ways to go. I hate that out route like that. That could have been 6 the other way. That was real quick.
Out of a gun now, Carter looking left side. Aviles again, completes it, dives out of bounds. Will they stop the clock?
They will.
Wow.
They will.
32.8 seconds remaining. And that, once again, is good enough for another Viking first down.
So now you're setting it up where you put the ball over midfield.
You're the man.
Another delivery. Danny got the hookup
You're
over
the
here.
man.
My goodness.
You're the man.
We have a kid come with ketchup.
Joe
and mustard.
Jakubauskas, ladies
Is that Joe
and gentlemen.
Jakubauskas?
That is.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, Joe. Good to see you. Alumnus in the building here for the Eagles.
I'm telling you, man, that is 3 consecutive dots to Aviles. On the left-hand side of the field, the St. Peter's defensive backs with no answer for him in one-on-one coverage. Now they shadow him with a safety.
Yeah, Davis up on him, but giving him some space.
Carter looking left, now looking right. He throws it straight down the middle of the field, and nobody home in double coverage. 26 seconds to go. Brings up a 2nd and 10 from the Eagle 47-yard line.
Even the incomplete there, you want to show the Eagles defense that you're willing to take the shot. If you show you're willing to take the shot, perhaps they keep a safety in the middle of the field. That opens up the sideline pass that they have. And also, the run here with Di Gregorio is still in play because he's shown he can bust a big one. 2nd down upcoming, Danny.
That's right. It is once again a 4-wide receiver set as an ambulance ferociously works its way down Henderson
He's
Avenue.
apparently in the broadcast booth, it seems like.
Yeah, it's certainly inside my brain.
Are you for me?
I'm in pain. 2nd and 10. Pump fake. Carter moving up in the pocket, throwing it for Aviles. He's got him! Caught it inside the 5. Down at the 4. First and goal, Vikings. 18.6 to go.
Way to come back to the ball. He's been looking for his big play target, and Aviles has been special. The young sophomore showing his guts here. Great play calling on the Vikings. So this drive answers. I thought they might try to bleed it. What do I know? Coaching staff for the Vikings have been aggressive this whole drive, and they are now inside the 5. Looks like the ball is marked at the 4, Peachy.
I'll tell you what, kudos to these coaches. They came in to win and not to lose and not to just sit back with 50 seconds. We were completely wrong. I'm completely wrong for what it was. I would have wanted to get out of here in the first half at 7-7 and away, but they just kept attacking. They saw a little vulnerability on the defense. They went long ball, and now St. Peter's is a little predicament right now. They got the ball here on the 4-yard line. And what do we got? Doc Chanod, what do we have? About 25 seconds left?
No, the clock has 18.6 remaining in the quarter. Unsure of how many timeouts for the Vikings. We can probably find out from our anonymous clock guy here. But both the run and the pass should be available. DiGregorio, obviously a factor here on the goal line. The Vikings feature some of their captains are also fullbacks. So they're built for this short yardage situation. We'll see what the Eagles do. Obviously, some type of a goal line defense here. Big call for Rob Sika, Clubby Neer, and the defensive staff for the Eagles.
You need a stop right now. Right now is when you have to dig in, put your heels in, wipe the sweat out of your eyes, and go man versus man and stop this, whatever it is, the bleeding that's going on, and hopefully hold them to a potential field goal.
Well, I'll tell you what, fellas, it's going to be one of two players because it's been one of these two players all drive. It's either going to be DiGregorio out of the backfield or it's going to be Aviles. But don't forget Joe Moran in the slot, number 18.
Yeah, he's on the outside of the formation here, Danny. You're absolutely right. I could see him sneaking towards that left side here. Little fullback in play, Gregorio, the deep tailback.
I formation, still working out of a pistol set in a shotgun. Carter gives it to DiGregorio, running with a full head of steam. Touchdown, Vikings!
Old school power football you give the kid who's been a dominant performer this first half. And that is 6 for the Vikings in a very impressive drive here to end the second quarter.
The senior back getting busy gives the Vikings the lead for the first time today on the road. Pete, what'd you see?
I'll tell you what, I don't care what level you're at. That drive within itself with about 58 seconds that they went about 80 yards. Tremendous play calling by this C offensive coordinator and the staff. They went smash mouth, went right up the gut. You give them 6, and St. Peter's, they have to reevaluate what they're doing at halftime right now.
Well, it's an opportunity here for the extra point with 14.1 remaining. Snap is good, hold is down, and it is blocked. The Eagles come up with a stop here, and that could be huge here. The score 13-7. It was a fast-track touchdown. Just like this moment in time is sponsored by our friends at Fast Track Auto Body. 550 Richmond Terrace, Staten Island, New York. Collision repair and custom tints. Much the same like Los Santos Customs in GTA 5. You don't got to wait until your car's banged up to get it hooked up. Check out our friend Al Perry of the team, 718-442-2964. Big shout out to everybody over there down at Richmond Terrace. Back to the action here on the field. The Vikings on top here, 13-7, 14 seconds to go here in the half. If you're the Eagles, you're looking for a big play here. Maybe the Vikings are going to squib kick this one.
You see Shane DeCristoforo headed towards the booth. YouTube legend. Make sure you follow Shane. He's Beatbox Shane on YouTube. Jumping in the booth. Shane, how you feeling?
Good.
All right, Shane is feeling good. I'm sure Dad doesn't agree with that assessment, though, right now, as Dad's offense has been struggling so far this half.
Struggling.
If you're the Vikings, the last thing you're doing is kicking this ball deep. Expect some kind of a squib there, Peach.
You know, I'm going back to the missed
St.
field goal.
Peter's cool, and the other team sucks.
Shane. We got to keep it. All right.
Well, Shane's been banned from the broadcast booth indefinitely, but we appreciate his heart, as I would say. He's not biased at all. Back to the action on the field. It is, in fact, a squib kick. It is covered up there by an Eagle receiver, and they'll take over at their own 18-yard line. 11.9 seconds to go here in the half. Will they look to get something out of this or just take a knee and go to the locker room?
Just remember, the opinions of all guests are the opinions of his own and not the opinion of Nobody Cares Sports Network.
Thank you.
Even Shane. Even the legendary Shane DeCristoforo.
Oh, don't worry. I lose a sponsor every day and a couple of fans. We'll get them back.
That's all right. That's all right. One time, Danny, we complimented the size of a kid, of how strong he was, and the parents got mad about it.
Oh, my God. That was the best.
Yeah. So we've given up as far as trying to make the world happy.
You can't make people happy at all. That's what I tell you. You're watching Nobody Cares, folks. Local Live even knows what they got themselves into.
Give it to Williams.
Williams takes it up the gut. This could be the final play of the first half. 4.7 seconds remaining with a stoppage on the clock. A 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
So Eagles use their last timeouts, 4.7 remaining.
You know, it's a shame. That missed field goal, that was down at the 9-yard line. It goes to a touchback at the 20. that it's small things, a little misplacement on the snap, the hold, and here we now. We C's in a good position.
And Danny's pointing out on the sideline, I'm not sure if it's a fan or someone. But thoughts and prayers with whoever is getting into an ambulance right now. I just want to stop the broadcast for a second and give our...
took a second for me to kind of figure out here, but there was somebody...
I thought Danny wanted me to kill a fly in the booth, and I was like,
no.
I can't catch that guy.
For whatever the scenario is, it seems like that person is okay.
I sure hope so.
Precautionary, but...
thoughts and prayers. Ball
trying to get an update for everybody at home.
35-yard line. We're going to find out what happened. Keelty on his center. Aruda back in the shotgun. Williams will flank him. They have no more timeouts remaining, so this will likely be the last play they have.
It doesn't look like they're going to take a knee, ladies and gentlemen. First and 10 for the Eagles. In a bunch set. Turnbull running in motion from right to left. Now he sends Weinberg. Aruda out of a gun. Moving up in the pocket, throwing it left side. There's a catch made by the receiver. A little stutter step, gets across midfield, and now going to be dragged down. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the final play of the first half. The St. Joseph Sea Vikings lead 13-7.
That'll bring it into the half, and this booth is sponsored by the great people on Main Street Coffee!
I tell you, folks, we got one heck of a ball game. You're supporting local sports. That Danny Chanod on behalf of Ray Palma and Peter Timmins. Stick around. Second half action's coming up. Nobody cares. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Eagles Nest second half of action about to begin. Danny Chanod from Nobody Cares Sports Network doing play-by-play. Joining me for color commentary here once again. Second half of action about to be underway. Coach Ray Palma and Peter Timmins in the booth. Boys, are you ready for this?
Excited and fired up. Big return here for the Vikings.
We are underway. Aviles fields it at his own 10-yard line, makes one cut, moving towards the left, and he is tackled at about the 27. That is where the Vikings will take over. 11:51 to go here in the third quarter of action.
Coming into the game, all the talk last week of the dominant play from Aruda. Conversation in this first half, the tremendous first half, as well described by Coach Baptiste prior to the game, and the game management of the sophomore quarterback here for the Vikings.
This second half of action brought to you by our friends at Jimmy Mac's, 280 Watchdog Road, Staten Island, New York. Special thanks to the McBratney family, celebrating 35 years in business.
Not just business, but this sponsors in the community. You cannot play in a golf outing, and at the end of the outing, they don't have a raffle of some kind donated by Jimmy McBratney and the great family over there at Jimmy Mac's. Yeah. Jimmy Mac's a fine establishment. I had hosted a party there once. The rate they give you is amazing. Please, one of the best businesses, and most importantly, family-owned and operated. Supports local sports. Go check out Jimmy Mac's.
I got a funny story for you after this snap about Jimmy Mac's sponsoring us. It's Carter out of a gun. He hands it to DiGregorio, running left side of the tackle. He has stood up, but refuses to go down until long after the whistle. And we were at the county fair over the weekend, 3 days straight running bingo, and people would buy a bingo board for $1 and then win a gift card to an area business. Well, one of the prizes was the Pasta of the Month from Jimmy Mac's, which, as you know, is a very valuable gift card. Well, during that bingo game,
it's
Ray,
like 12 gift cards.
Yeah, during that game, 4 people hit bingo. I started sweating and had bad panic attacks in front of 1,000 people. Kathleen McBratney and the family figured it out. They gave away all Pasta of the Month to all the winners. So a big thank you to Jimmy Mac's for doing the right thing over and over again. A 2nd and 6 for the Vikings. Carter gives it to DiGregorio, who is absolutely mauled by a bevy of Eagles linebackers. Brings up a 3rd and long.
I'll tell you what, boys. You know what we're due for? We haven't seen yet a turnover. There's only a matter of time before the ball gets stripped and the momentum may change on either which way. strip the ball on defense on both sides. Turnovers make a difference right now, and we might be due for one. You'll be seeing something very, very good coming on this second half.
It's a 3rd and 5 for the Vikings. A 2 wide receiver set split left and right. 1 tight end left in a pistol eye. Shotgun set. Carter receives the snap. The give is to the tailback running up the gut. That's Labazzoli, who refuses to go down. The hog molly's pushing forward. First down, Vikings. The extra effort. My goodness.
What a display of strength and never giving up from the offensive line. I guess DiGregorio, I believe, on the carry.
No, it was Labazzoli, and that's what's so ridiculous,
My apology,
bro.
young man.
Yes. Normally, it's like a thunder and lightning when it's a tailback by committee. But here today, it's literally thunder and thunder. These boys are rumbling down the mountain this afternoon.
My goodness. Vikings, talking to Coach Baptiste, I never heard him use the word fullback so often here in high school these days. The Vikings offense showing their versatility and their strength.
It is the Vikings once again. 2 receivers set, tight end left, 2 backs. The give is to Labazzoli, makes 1 man miss, and now the Eagles swarm to the ball once again. 4 defenders there to make the tackle. A tackle for loss on the play brings up 2nd and long for the Vikings.
Made Turnbull miss on that one. That's a rare occurrence. Turnbull, one of the most sure-handled tackles for the Eagles. Luckily, his teammates had his back on that one. You love the pace of the Vikings offense. They're not in a hurry up, and they're not playing slow. It's a little combination of both. Play call, Luttrell doing a tremendous job this afternoon for the Vikings.
It is an ultimate game of chess here between Tresser Baptiste and the Eagles coaching staff going toe-to-toe as Rob Sika doing his best to draw up a defensive blitz. That ball tipped at the line of scrimmage as the Vikings feel the pressure. 3rd and long coming up.
Looked like it might have been Gregory A. Jose Martinez. I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong. A. Jose? That can't be it. A. Jose? I don't know. Anyway, Gregory with a great play getting his hands, batting it down. So another 3rd down, and the Vikings have been spectacular on 3rd down this afternoon.
I'll tell you what right now. This is a make or break right for the St. Peter's defense. They have to make a huge play right here, get the ball back, shift the momentum, and if they don't get this potential block or stop right here, C's got momentum going from the 2nd quarter going to the 3rd quarter here.
Labazzoli's the tailback. The give is to Labazzoli. He's gobbled up in the backfield.
That's what you needed.
Big play in the end by
And
number
you
13.
cannot take your helmet off.
Oh, that's going to be,
You can't take your helmet off.
Now, we had Laundry on the field prior to him taking the helmet off.
And Danny has a pretzel in his mouth, folks. He is not having a heart attack. That is a pretzel. He's doing well. He's got some water. We're going to commentate on Danny here. So the penalty looks like that be on number 4 for the Vikings, assuming it's for taking the helmet off. That would be Labazzoli, who's played a fantastic game. That's a signal for a false start.
No, you can't take it. That's a personal foul. You can't take your helmet off no matter what.
Yeah, but the flag was prior to him taking off his helmet, so it could be two penalties.
So a false start.
Ray, take over the broadcast.
Gotcha. All right, so we're deciphering what's happening here. False start has been called. 4th down. Okay, so after all of that, looks like the line of scrimmage will be about the 31. Peachy Timmins getting information from our anonymous clock official here. But no matter what, it looks like as of now, the ball hasn't moved. It'll be at the 31, and the Vikings are in punt formation. Williams set to receive. Assuming it holds here, yes, and they're going to snap it. So 4th down, Vikings punt formation, Williams deep. Big stop for the Eagles defense. Snap is good. Kick is up. Williams has a beat on it. He'll make the catch. Breaks the first tackle, looking along the left side. And that is Moran again. Offense, defense, and special teams. Welcome to Staten Island High School varsity football. Mr. Joe Moran this afternoon, Pete Timmins.
I'll tell you what, once again, Coach Luttrell said, number 18, Mike linebacker, special teams, does everything that you want as a high school football player. Tremendous play. Stopped a very long potential run right there, and now St. Peter's has to get their offense in motion. I think they need to spread the field out, get their receivers and their players on the same page and open this playbook up.
All right, it's going to be a bunch set out right. Trips right for the Eagles. Williams flanked to his left. Aruda gives to Williams. Tries to bounce it right, but has been the case all night long. The Vikings defensive line has been just swallowing up and making plays, filling holes in the linebackers, Peach.
You know, I'm not against coming out the run right away, but St. Peter's has to be smart right here. What are they gonna do? Are they a little play action here? Keep the field open. I would keep pounding the ball. It's only a matter of time before 6 breaks it, and listen, give C credit.
So a little unpredictability so far. So the Eagles are going to come out again. Trips bunch out to the left side, the bottom of your screen, the left side of the field. Williams remains in the backfield. Aruda in the shotgun. Little hard count there. And Danny Chanod is back. And as soon as Danny walks in, so do the flags. Flags are back as well, Dan.
It's unbelievable. It's a wonder I haven't had a traffic violation in 22 years. It is a offsides against the Vikings. Much too overzealous that time on the hard count. Got to play with cotton in the ears, as defensive line coaches always say. Aruda out of a gun. The give is to Williams running B-gap. He's got the first down and a little bit more into Viking territory. And the Eagles will have it at what looks to be the Viking 44-yard line.
Exactly.
39-yard line.
Danny, like exactly what I said when I know you stepped away. I said, just keep grounding, pounding. Let your players do what they know what to do.
Well, when you do that, eventually you're going to wear down the defensive line. You might not see it in the first half, but it shows signs in the second and later into the game as Williams makes a couple of jump cuts, moves into the second level, and gets mauled by a set of linebackers. And
I hate to see that. Sorry, Danny. Number 4 for the that's Levazelli. I hate the way he's. I hope he's all right. Looks like to be either a right or left. Hopefully, just a cramp. Cramp is good. Cramp is good. The way he was pounding that pavement, I got a little nervous for a second, Dan.
Well, the way the training staff ran out to administer medical help, instantly knowing what to do, stretching the leg out and grabbing the calf. So it appears to be a cramp on the field for Anthony Levazzoli.
I mean, Dan, from our perspective here, last year we witnessed 2 horrific injuries.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I had for lunch yesterday, but I remember those 2 things vividly. So.
Well, Eddie Rathorn and Joe Jakubowskis both made full recoveries, and it was just such an auspicious thing to take place not once but twice during one team's football season. Sometimes you only hear of that in one league. And this is just simply a matter of, boy, it is humid out here today in New Brighton as we are moving towards the final days of summer. Past Labor Day weekend, waiting for fall to approach, and it is every bit of humid out here, just as heavy and thick as the tension in which you could cut with a knife.
I would give a quick shout to 75. Philip Tumanmina on the sidelines for the Vikings has a shoulder, looks like it's kind of an arm injury. He's not playing today, but he is certainly contributing in that sideline with his energy. Here goes Williams back up the gut. Daddy, big cut left. He's on his feet. As far as running backs I've seen, I've been watching football in Staten Island since I say the early 90s. Vernon Turner was my neighbor across the street from me, so that's even mid-80s. As far as cutback running, Pete, Jeremiah Williams is as good as it gets.
You know what? Right now, don't fix it if it's not broke. You went 3 straight running plays to number 6. He is finding those seams. He's finding the holes. He's finding the defensive vulnerability, and he's just cutting and dicing them up right now.
Aruda working out of a gun, 3 wide receivers set. Turnbull in motion, comes in now as a fullback. Offset right, the give is to William. He trips over Turnbull's ankle as he was blocking. A short gain on the play brings up 2nd and 8 from the Viking 21-yard line.
Another Viking down here. So, as you pointed out, Danny, it's hot, so... And the ambulance is still here from earlier on, it seems, which is a little concerning.
Maybe they saw how much hot dogs you guys just ordered.
I did not eat a hot dog. My stomach is in knots. I am battling the hernia here.
I just got a text message from Charlie Donahue, head coach of
SIT basketball, legend.
Yeah, he said, PJ, why are you not giving a shout-out to Utah? Give me 2. If people want to give a reference of the old school movie of...
Point Break.
Point Break.
Point Break, when he said they have the best meatball subs going right now. And who else has great meatball subs in Staten Island?
You have 2 days. Boy, I'll tell you. What are you looking for here?
I'm not sure what's happening, Pete.
I don't know.
I have no
What-
idea.
where is your segue?
I'm looking for a great meatball sub right now.
Are you
Oh, it's a
asking the
serious
question?
Yeah, I'm
Damn
actually.
it.
I like Mama Rosario's meatballs down Forest Avenue. Not a sponsor, an official sponsor. Maybe we could talk to them.
No,
They
we
could
can
be.
talk freely because we support local here in general. There is
You know, Pete,
young
you
man
mentioned-
is
gonna
walking
get
up
up,
off
yeah?
the turf
All
on his
right,
own
good
here.
to see.
This is number 15 of the Vikings, Dean Kasha.
If you're asking for basketball people, nephew of the legendary Joe Kasha. Joe Kasha just retired over at Susan Wagner. Shout out to my good friend Joe Kasha and his amazing wife, who's a nurse at the hospital and helped me out big time. So congratulations, Coach Kasha, and hopefully glad to see your nephew is doing all right. Eagles will pick up the drive here, second and about 8 from the 22.
Aruda once again out of a gun. Tight end right. Man running in motion here into the fullback position. It's a fake to Williams. Quarterback keeps it. And Aruda is going to be tackled by a trio of Vikings after a short gain on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 7 from the Viking 20-yard line. The Eagles officially on the red zone marker.
Yeah, putting it right at the red zone. Huge third down. Martha Cristoforo says he trusts Scalar from about 37. Where the ball is a 37-yard attempt. So interesting to see here, but I'd like to believe we're in 2-down territory.
It is a capacity crowd on hand here today. Standing room only, and people standing all the way around the track, all the way from one side of the end zone to Alumni Hill. The give is to Williams. Stutter step, gets to the outside, makes a one-man miss, dives towards the sticks, and he's got himself a first down for the Eagles at the Viking 13-yard line.
Peach said a little while ago, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's not broke, don't fix it. Give the ball to 6, and he just continues to have patience in his running game, sets up his blocks, and like I said, his cutback ability is second to none.
5 out of the last 6 plays. Give it to 6. Maybe he might want to go for 6 right here, right now.
I'll tell you what, by the way, Charlie Donahue runs an amazing summer baseball league at a Snug Harbor
Yes,
Little
he
League.
does. Yes, he does.
It's called the Anthony Vivaro Sandlot Summer, and the kids are out there just having a good time. Learn more about it on the Instagram machine. The give is to Williams running left side. He is tackled after a pickup of about 4 on the play. That's number 1, the defensive back, Luigi Biondolillo, coming up to make the play.
And unfortunately, another Viking down the field here. Training staff of the Vikings certainly getting a workout.
I mean, everybody cramping up right now as we've entered midway through the third quarter. 13-7 is our score as we take a short break. They'll send the Waters out onto the field. Send them up to the booth while you're at it. We'll be back with more Rivalry football.
Get him some Main Street coffee while he's at it.
Yeah, man. Nobody cares. Back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Eagles who are knocking on the door here as they trail 13-7 with a running clock, 4:20 to go in the third. The give is to Williams running left side, still on his feet, turning towards the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles!
So when in doubt after a rough first half, the Eagles turn to the CHSAA Player of the Year last season and the front runner so far this season. Jeremiah Williams continuing his onslaught on opposing defenses.
Give it to number 6, and you got to get 6. 6 out of the last 7 plays. They gave it to him, marching down the field. The young man finds a way to find the seam and just punches it in. Big kick right here, boys.
Absolutely. Big kick is up. Big kick is good right off the weight room. And because of the mixed extra point for the Vikings, that gives the Eagles a 14-13 lead with 4:11 remaining here in the third. And Danny's playing the music, so we're going to take a break, and I'm going to take a nice big swig of some Main Street Coffee!
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We've got ourselves a doozy from New Brighton. The game of the week? You said it, baby. 14-13. The rivalry continues when we return. Nobody cares. Ladies and gentlemen, 4:11 to go here in the third quarter. 2 men back deep to receive. 7 Nation Army coming down your way right now in the Eagles. And Brody Turnbull hyping out the 12th man here as it is a booming kick down the left sideline. That ball fielded at the 5. Sending up the right side and navigated out of bounds just across the 25-yard line. That's where the Vikings will start this drive, trailing by a point, 4:05 to go in the ball game. Coaches, what do you see here from both of these teams as we go down the stretch into the heavyweight rounds of the ball game?
Well, I think right here, if you're the Vikings, at the end of that half, you saw Gregorio throw about 3 consecutive out passes, little hitches there, and show the ability to pass the ball downfield. And obviously, DiGregorio is a stud at tailback. If you're the Vikings, keep that versatility in your offense. I just made up another word again.
Yeah.
My goodness, I'm not good at this.
2 times now it's an official word.
All right, there we go. Either way, the diversity in the offense for the Vikings, keep that going. It worked well in the first half.
Sophomore quarterback Christian Carter working out of shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 man in motion. The give is to the tailback, Tommy DiGregorio, and he is met by everybody wearing blue and gold.
Tommy DiGregorio runs like a young Sean Snyder, and that's as high a compliment as I'm capable of giving. And he just puts his shoulder pads down, looks to almost seek out contact as opposed to avoid it. Williams, more of the break running back, setting up his blocks. DiGregorio is just looking for someone to truck, Dan.
100%, man. My man looks for contact. He wears those heavy, what you would call large-style shoulder pads. Not what like you saw last night on Friday Night Football from Sao Paulo in Brazil, where Saquon's wearing these yiny shoulder pads. You don't want nobody to hold on to him.
They're playing on an ice skating rink, too.
Tommy's like, you could grab my shoulder pads, brother. I'm going to take you for a ride.
Yeah, good luck for your fingers trying to grab his shoulder pads.
It's a 2nd and 7 for the Vikings. 3 receivers set, a man in motion. The give is to the back. Tommy running left side, using a stiff arm and moving forward. Takes about 6 Eagle defenders to drive him out of bounds. Laundry on the field. This one could be coming back for holding.
I'm going to give it a shout to Deborah. Deborah joining us in the booth. Always good to see Deborah. Old reliable here in West Brighton.
It's Deborah today.
It's Deborah, excuse me. Anyway, so another flag. Timmins used the term shot in the foot. And if you're the Vikings again, the offense has been moving a little bit. Can't have those holding penalties. That's going to bump them back 10 yards. It'll be 2nd, and if they tack 10 more, I can't do math. We're going to call it 12. No, a lot more than that. 22?
Absolutely can.
You know, Doc, I was looking at the play before this one. I think if the running back, DiGregorio, he had a wide open lane right there. I think he wished he could have had that scene back.
Take your mouth.
Yeah, Pete, make love to the mic here.
Take your hand away from over the top of your mouth. Sounds like you're trapped in the walls. If I could see the football game clearly through this socket here, I think what I'm trying to say is, out of a gun, throwing right side, complete to a man in one-on-one coverage, turning on the Jets, moving up the right sideline. That's Christian Yu, the junior, close to the line to gain.
It's just the balance, run pass. Coach Luttrell, the terminology is offensive play caller is his title, or one of his titles, lone quarterbacks coach. Just delivering a masterpiece right now.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 for the Vikings as the A&B Entertainment sound system begins to blare hell's bells here from the Eagles' nest. Not a lot of noise coming from the crowd as the atmosphere very thick with tension right now and humidity.
This is high-level high school football on both sides of the football.
4 wide receivers set. Steven Ingenita in the backfield. Carter throwing left side. He had a man open on a wheel route, and it comes up just a bit empty. That pass intended for Joe Sola over his outstretched fingertips, just a tip too strong.
So you talk about the offense and versatility, and you see a fullback running a little passing pattern downfield. Little trickery there from the Vikings coaching staff, just out of his reach. So the Eagles will get the punt team on the field, and Jeremiah Williams will return deep. Big stop there for the defense there, Peach.
I'll tell you what, that ball, if it's thrown just a yard shorter than what the receiver actually had in motion, that's a big gain. But, here we are, 4th down.
Snap is good.
Oh,
it's a fake punt running down the left sideline. He's got a first down and more. Huge play from the Vikings special teams. Catches everybody sleeping. It's a first down over the 40-yard line.
That was mighty impressive. Peach, did he think he was going to get blocked and tucked it, or was that a fake from the beginning?
I'm going to put a few dollars on that. He thought he was going to get blocked there, and he just took it on his own. That did not look like a designed fake play. I personally would never fake that play, but he saw the blocker coming in, and he just went to the left sidelines and got the first down.
What a play from the punter at that moment in time, brought to you by our friends at Calco Roofing and Gutters. Seamless gutters and emergency service. Contact Charlie Lane, 917-226-0113. A 1st and 10 for the Vikings. St. Peter's now has to have their defense out on the field. Do you wonder if the wear and tear of this humid afternoon is going to have an effect here? The give is to DiGregorio, lowering his head and picking up 4 on the play.
4 the hard way. You stay in a craps table. My goodness, this kid just finds a way to just fall forward, if nothing else. He's having himself a special afternoon here. And we keep complimenting keep complimenting Carter. I mean, for a young sophomore to come into New Brighton, traveling deep from the South Shore, this is not easy. And he has looked like an established veteran here this afternoon.
110% as the Vikings now move the ball closer to Eagle territory. 1:13 remaining here in the third quarter. They trail by just a point on the road in the Catholic High School opener. Carter running up the gut on a design quarterback play, gets nowhere, maybe half a yard, is going to bring up 3rd and 5.
This is a huge 3rd down right now for St. Peter's. It seems to me that C is still trying to establish, once again, their run. Now, do they do an out route to the open field here? To end the second quarter, they did about 3 or 4 out routes to get the first down, then they went long. I wouldn't be surprised if they went back to that well with the open field here. It's in front of us, boys.
Absolutely, Peach. The Avila's the big threat there, so keep your eye on 14 here. And like Danny said, 3rd down and about 6.
Now this should be the final play of the third quarter. 17 seconds remaining. 3 wide receivers set. Carter under pressure, has to get rid of it. Throws it down the left sideline. One-on-one coverage. Aviles
can't possibly be on. Oh, I disagree with that
There
one.
is defensive pass interference flags, 2 of them from 2 different referees in the backfield, signifying that this one is against the Eagles.
I mean, it just seemed to me he put his hands. I guess if he don't turn around and play the ball, that could be the call.
He did not.
And if that's
the helmet never turned around and looked at the ball. Aviles came back to play the ball. It was an easy call for both referees because of that.
Yeah, so I stand correct. I corrected myself there on that one, but I didn't think that was the rule in high school football. I thought it was more of an NFL rule. Apparently not.
Well, you got to make a play, otherwise, what the hell are you doing? You know what I mean?
I agree to an extent, but if you don't touch anybody, I don't see how you're interfering, in my opinion. But what do I know?
Well, it is different right now because technically if that was a college or NFL play, it would have been a spot of the foul call. But it was a 15-yarder instead of the actually where the flag was thrown of where the penalty actually was.
It was the ball catchable
for sure,
as well.
though, because that ball went out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. So It is a 15-yard penalty rather than a spot foul. So good call there from Peter Timmins in the broadcast booth alongside Ray Palma and myself, Danny Chanod. 3 wide receivers set, 2 lefts, and DiGregorio is going to be pummeled in the backfield for a loss of 3 on the play. Eagles trying desperately to make up for their follies. That's going to do it for us here, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of 3 quarters of play. 14-13's our score from the Eagles' Nest in New Brighton. Ray, tell them who our booth is powered by.
Main Street Coffee!
To run.
Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's a 2nd and 13 for the Vikings on the Eagles side of the gridiron. It's a 4 wide receiver set, 2 left, 2 right. Everybody and their moms jumps offside for the Eagles. That's going to be an easy 5 yards for the Vikings.
Yeah, big freshman Chris Badon amongst others jumping over. Shout out Chris Badon. Well, if your cousin has a baby, what is that to you? Is your
second cousin?
Second cousin? Well, either way, shout out to my girl Jen Baez, Al and the family, now grandparents to a grandbaby born this week. Congratulations. So, and your second cousin just jumped off sides.
Fantastic.
Actually, I wasn't sure it was him, but either way, Chris Badon, a freshman, only freshman to play varsity for Martha Christopher at St. Peter's.
2nd and 8 for the Vikings. Carter, plenty of time, throws it right side. He's got a man. Oh!
He tried to pull the Odell Beckham on that one, just out of his reach. My goodness.
Just a shade too long. That's the 2nd time he's been over the outstretched fingertips of a receiver. That time it was Damian Aviles that was the intended target.
The shots downfield, though, Danny and Peach, I feel like you keep taking the shots downfield, and it's forcing the Eagles to keep their defense honest. Great balanced play calling by the Vikings.
You know, looking at St. Peter's right now, they're only rushing about 4. I saw, a defense core right there. They took 1 defense lineman back. They're rushing 3 or 4. They're going, middle safety over here. They're going one-on-one coverage. They got to get some pressure here, but that was a tremendous ball.
Boys, it is a huge 3rd down and 8 here for the Vikings. Eagles looking like they're going to show blitz. Now they stay back, one-on-one coverage, right side. That ball nearly intercepted. Instead, it's an incomplete pass. Brings up 4th and long for the Vikings.
Is it 4 down territory is the question. The offense does not appear to be leaving the field. So it looks like Coach Baptiste is going to look to go for it here on what 4th and, according to my Curtis High School math, looks to be about 8 yards.
No, you got to punt this ball right now. You can't give the ball back.
You got to play field position. I completely agree.
Punt team, so apparently Peter Timmins has a headset here with the Vikings as the punt team will now come on the field.
I mean, that would have been pretty wild.
So if you're the Eagles here, we're unsure if it was a fake the first time, but I'm pretty sure they will check the fake on this one, especially on this side of the field.
Yeah, this should be an out-of-bounds kick right here.
It's the senior, Dylan Wallace, sets a kick. High snap, he corrals it, boots it off his right foot. Can he cuff and corner it? They try to pin him, but the receiver goes into the end zone. That's going to be a touchback.
Yeah, you see, when you try and cough and corner it, now the difference is you probably netted 24, 25 yards on the punt. Not ideal for the Vikings.
No, it's not. Well, listen, I want to give a big thank you to a business here in the community that isn't an official sponsor, but something that I'm doing where I pick a random business and throw them on for a game as a way of supporting local. And I got to give a shout-out to Freddy's Gourmet Deli, 3830 Richmond Avenue. Their owner, Freddie, actually passed away this month, and he was a massive, massive part of the community, a big hole missing down there in the town of Eltingville. It's a specialty deli offering fresh meat sandwiches and homemade Italian catering. They're all about great food, community, and creating lasting impressions. Boys, I'm a North Shore guy ever since moving towards that end of the island. I got to be honest with you. That store is phenomenal. A big shout-out to Freddy's and all the staff for all that they've done over the years.
Rest in peace, Freddie. Never had a chance to meet, but I promise I will get a sandwich this week. I'm looking forward to it. Love me an Italian deli.
They give us to Williams running out of the backfield. He makes one man miss. He's to the second level and tackled across the 30-yard line. That's good enough for an Eagles first down. Sticking to the run, Peter. It looks like they're going to mark him just a bit shy. No, it's first down. I know what I'm talking about.
I'll tell you what, Danny, this is the last 7 out of the last 8 plays. They gave it to 6. He's finding the seam. Ground, pound, get it upfield, burn the clock, get it to field position, and keep working the defensive line and linebackers to what they are right now.
Eat the clock, eat the clock, eat the clock. That's what you got to do.
All right, so the Eagles will come out here. Fresh set of downs, Danny. Around the shotgun.
Yep, trips right. Turnbull going in motion from right to left now. He sets up as a fullback. The give is to Williams. He runs Turnbull's direction, now cuts it back up the middle. Picks up about 5 on the play. A manageable second down upcoming.
There should be a T-shirt that says, Danny, I should say, Williams on the carry makes the first guy miss and put it in quotes, Danny Chanod, because I've heard Danny Chanod make that statement hundreds of times, and unfortunately we have another, that's an Eagle actually down on the field. That's Turnbull. You hate to see that if you're the Eagles.
Brody Turnbull down on the turf. We know that he was administered an IV last night as a result of overcoming his sickness. We talked about this earlier. The ladies from Glow Lab Studio are at his house, so this is potentially just a cramp, and we hope it is. As we take a break here, we want to give a shout-out to our friends at 1-800-WATER DAMAGE of Greater Monmouth County, serving the tri-state. Special reminder, folks, it's hurricane season, and there is nothing worse than water damage, so the best thing to do is get that water up when it comes down. Make sure you reach out to our friend Cosmo Martelli, 732-955-4232, or 347-782-8254. A big shout out to 1-800-WATER DAMAGE, an official supporter of the network. Turnbull is off the field and walks off under his own strength.
I'm in excruciating pain from hernia surgery on Monday. I would rather have hernia surgery than water damage. I've had both. I'd rather live with this than have to live through the water damage I had in my home once.
Come on, join us.
We have a sponsor joining us in the booth as a Ruta in the shotgun.
Can't afford him. Give us to Williams. He's running left side. He's got a blocker. Gets into the second level. Now running across midfield. He's got 2 men to beat. Stiff arm. Driven out of bounds at the 30-yard line. First and 10 Eagles.
Jeremiah Williams. Eagles, I think, asking for possibly a late hit on that one. No call there. But Williams just continues. If it ain't broke, as the great Peter Timmins said, don't fix it.
I'll tell you, give it to 6, you get 6. This kid is really pounded and grounded in the entire way.
Well, as a special guest joining us in the booth right now, a brand new official sponsor of the network from All Seasons Roofing and Solar, my man Anthony Vento. Seems to be bringing some good luck here to the Eagles, Ant.
Thank you, Danny. We like to be here. We're very happy. Big supporter of St. Peter's and the Eagles.
Yeah, you seem to be bringing them some good luck. The give is to Williams running left side. Now the jump back cut second level. Gets 7 on the carry. Tell me, Anthony, what makes you want to be involved with local sports and, jump on the ship here with this nut house that nobody cares?
Well, first, we love the Nut House, and we love everything you've done over the years. And, we're a big family organization, our company, and we believe in giving back to the community every twist and turn we can.
Well, I know you have a fine history of that, and next series we'll talk a little bit more about your company and what it is they do and how fans at home can benefit from it. As the give is to Williams, and he is walloped by 2 defenders. And he's down to the turf as well as the tackler in Luigi Biondolillo.
Great pronunciation on that one, Danny.
Earning my paycheck.
I was just going to call him Luigi.
Kevin Gum from Main Street Coffee tuned in, says Vento in the booth. Hey, dude. Good to see you.
After I start firing.
What's your name, buddy?
Joseph Vento.
Hi, Joseph. Nice to meet you, Joe.
Good to see Joe Vento in the booth. He's a student here at St. Peter's Boys High School.
Aruda's going to be in the shotgun. That bunch set remains out on the left, near in motion.
Shouting near into motion. He sets up in that back position. Aruda's going to keep it running left side, spinning, and he's got an eagle. First down officially into the red zone. Anthony, I was saying Kevin Gum out of Main Street Coffee.
Legend.
Acknowledges that you're in the booth. He says, Vento, what up?
Kevin Gum's a great guy. His son, awesome football player.
Yep, running back junior at Monsignor Farrell High School, running hard for the Lions this year.
Shout out my guy, Rockover Farrell, one of the good guys in our industry.
Go ahead, Al.
I'm sorry, he had a tremendous game last week, Gump. Tremendous catch for the Eagles. It's fantastic.
Man, that kid, he's a beast. It's Aruda out of a gun. The give once again is to Williams running right side now. He's going to be tackled by Steven Engianita, the senior linebacker, a gain of about 4. Best part about having Anthony's company on board, boys, is it's not just a roofing business, it's also a solar company.
Unfortunately, I'm already in like a 97-year contract for my solar. I wish I had met Anthony sooner, that's for sure. But yeah, solar energy, I am glad I did it. It does save you a lot. That Con Ed bill can be merciless. Take yourself some solar.
They've just been making out my bill lately, too. Oh, we got a new running back in the game here for the Eagles. This number 22, Gabriel Mascolo.
So last week, Mascolo came in when they went to the backups, and Mascolo had the Eagles had a 49-yard drive, and Mascolo had 48 and a half of those yards. He kind of got Walter Payton there on the touchdown at the end.
He got screwed.
Yeah, royally at the end, a little bit there, but he was mighty impressive, and I'm not surprised to see Coach Christopher on the offense breaking him out. He was very impressive last week. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 5.
Aruda working out of a gun, trips left.
Yeah,
and it looks like we're going to have a false start against the offense. And talk about shooting yourself in the foot, Peter. What could have been a 3rd and 5 is now going to be a 3rd and 10 for the Eagles.
You know, here's what it goes back to. You're up by 1 point. You're now 3rd and 10. If you don't get the first down right here, do you try to go back and make that field goal work again to put yourself up 4 points? Very peculiar situation right here for St. Peter's.
Well, working with the same set, trips left, no man in motion. Aruda under pressure, rolling left under pressure. Will he go down? Yes, he does! Sacked for a huge loss on the play. And Ray, you talk about my man needs to go down. Tackled low, tackled high. He is shaken up and slow to get up from the turf after that one.
That's one where I think the evolution of Aruda may come back to bite him. Aruda last year might just take that and run immediately. This time he looked downfield a little bit too long, and before he had a chance to think, he was all swallowed up on that one.
You know, if I was St. Peter's right now, I would try to do a little pooch punt, get the ball out of bounds, as close again to the goal line. I'm not a fan if they go for this here.
Well, anything's possible. Aruda is the punter, so if they're going to pooch it, it's going to be Aruda anyway.
This seems to be 4 down territory for the Eagles. It is 4th and an eternity from the Viking 30-yard line. Aruda under pressure, throwing right side. He is rocked. That ball incomplete in the end zone. Aruda's helmet comes off, and he is dazed and confused on the turf.
Shot to the head by the Viking defender there. Easy call for the referee on that one. Will set up a 1st down and goal scenario, I believe, for the Eagles.
That is a personal foul, a shot to the head. The referee has signified on the field to both benches in what would have been a turnover on downs. Instead is a 1st and 10 for the Eagles. But more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, is quarterback Marco Arruda okay? He no doubt will have to come off the field for at least one play as he's tended to on the sidelines. His helmet did come off.
And that's going to be Vallely's going to come in here for the Eagles. Not the running threat Arruda is, but a natural passer. A little comparison Jimmy Garoppolo-wise as far as size. Played well last week when he got an opportunity. We'll see what he does here. And a huge moment for the Eagles. 1st down from the 16.
1st and 10 from the 16 for the Eagles.
Well, you know who's getting the ball here right now.
Ryan Vallely.
Eagles coaching staff wants something from the officials tonight.
Williams to his left. The give is to Williams running right side. Vikings all over it, but Jeremiah rumbles forward for about 7 anyway as we are under 6 minutes to go.
So it'll be interesting to see how the Vikings adjust their defense. Now, and Arruda is right back in the game after taking a shot like that. I would have never gotten up. Marco's a lot tougher than all of us.
100%. Yeah,
well, maybe not Peachy, but you and I did.
You'd have been like, Danny's going to go cry in his car. 5:40 to go here in the 4th quarter of action. It's a 2nd and 4 for the Eagles. Arruda back in. The give is to Williams. Stutter step. Makes 2 men miss. Diving inside the 5. 1st and goal for the Eagles.
That was like some John Madden football stuff right there. He knows how to use the R2 stick. My goodness, that is a run.
I tell you, we're working up ourselves an appetite here. That's why we're going to have to go to Ruddy and Dean American Steakhouse, 44 Richmond Terrace, Staten Island, New York, right across from the baseball stadium. Shout out to Danny Mills. You can learn more about him at ruddyanddean.com. Boys, it's 5:23 to go here in the 4th quarter. We're going to take a short break, a timeout on the field. A 1-point ball game in a battle of North and South. Tell them, Ray.
Main Street cover.
Welcome back to the game, ladies and gentlemen. It is a 1st and goal for the Eagles from inside the 5. Arruda on a play action. He keeps it. Still on his feet. Touchdown, Eagles!
And another flag comes in for, we'll find out what reason, but Marco Arruda dual threat.
Oh, it's getting chippy out there.
It's hot, it's muggy. They're in an end zone in New Brighton, and yeah, it's getting a little chippy and a little spicy.
Yeah, that's taunting.
It's going to be taunting against Arruda as he crossed the plane of the end zone. He stepped back and basically looked at all the defenders, talked a whole lot of smack, and then officially scored.
Well, you know, you took a shot. Go ahead, Peachy.
I'll be honest. This might, because now it's that put him at, back to where with the penalty, an extra point puts them up 8. They're up 7 right now. The way they were running the ball, 6-6.
You're absolutely right, Pete. That is a huge call there if they're going to push him back 15.
Now, does that happen on the kickoff, or does it happen here?
I believe the penalty goes to the extra point, to my knowledge. But, again, that's the option. The C will have the option. C has the option to decide, right? Yes. Okay, so they're going to take it on the kickoff? No, they're not. public address announcer saying they're going to take it on the kickoff, and that would be the worst decision in the history of high school sports. So,
Well, if they go for 2 right now, it's a 9-point game.
you got to push them back, though, if the Vikings have a choice.
I personally would have.
Right now he has 22 carries for 172 yards.
Williams, we're getting stats here. Williams, 22 carries for 176. So that couldn't have been against the Eagles because they didn't move him back. I can't believe they would take it on the kickoff. And
No,
give him a
they're
chance
taking
here.
on the kickoff.
Why would they do that? I don't understand that one. Either way.
It's a first and goal.
Oh,
From the 4. Aruda running right side, looking to throw. Under pressure. Now he throws it. Weinberg back in the end zone. Touchdown! The 2-point conversion. Good.
Okay, Danny. All right. So what I think has happened last year. Aruda got the penalty, and they called the touchdown back. That wasn't going for 2. That was the touchdown again. That's what I think.
That was
just
2.
happened.
No, that was 2.
That was for 2. So here's what happened here.
All right.
He got a personal foul for taunting in the end zone. So C had the option to take either a 15-yard penalty on the extra point or for the kickoff. Personally, I would have took it on the 15 yards there because it was a 7-point game where now it's a 9-point game. So they elected to get the 15 yards on the kickoff here. So they're going to get tremendous field
Stunning,
position.
though, right? I mean, but wouldn't you want to make it much more difficult in the extra point with a 1-score game?
You would think so, right? Like, Doc, it's analytics. I personally would have pushed them back 15 yards. They missed the field goal right before the second half where C came down with 58 seconds left and scored. So, listen, I'm not in the coach's booth. I personally would have pushed them back to 15 yards and let them kick off because now the wind's picking up. Anything could have happened. But now you have a 9-point game. It's a 2-score game now.
Danny preparing now. The beautiful weather here in New Brighton has dramatically changed in literally a matter of seconds.
I do not need this. I have a block party right now. I do not need the rain. I have all my furniture outside.
Literally, it's quite the setup. If you know where Peachy lives, stop by the street. And my old man lives in that block. Go check him out as well.
No, Doc,
so we are preparing.
Same block.
5:17 remaining. It is now a 2-possession game. Danny is hunkering down the booth here and preparing for what looks like it is turned into Lower Uncton real quick. If you get that reference, you're a good human being.
Yeah, if my family's listening, cover my furniture, please. I do not need wet furniture when I come back home.
A quick shout out to my guy Anthony Mosh. I hope you're feeling well, Mosh. Much love here from the broadcast booth. Kick is up.
That's out of. Ooh.
Oh, no, he's going to make a play on. It's going to be returned by the Vikings along the left side. Big
Ooh,
hit along the sideline, lower the shoulder, looks to be legit. A little pushing and shoving along the sideline, very common.
Hey, boys, go back to the sidelines.
Right.
No reason to talk smack right now.
Great job by the C coaching staff getting the players separated. So, as we prepare for and the rain is now struck, and that happened so quickly. My goodness, Danny Chanod is out there like Doc Brown in Back to the Future, plugging in wires from the clock tower.
Hey, Doc, I see a flag right here now.
Of course you do. There's flags on every play. Wow, this has changed dramatically. We have coaches running out of the coaching booth. We have Danny Chanod jumping on roofs. Peter Timmins wants to keep the window open because he's a man of nature, and I'm okay with it. All right, Pete, so you're the Vikings now down 9. You need 2 scores over the last 5-12. So anything that will put you in a position to score is what you want to do here. But anything, you need scoring out of this drive.
So here's my opinion for what they have to do. They have the ball right now at the 36-yard line, it looks like to be. It was a penalty against St. Peter's. I don't know what it was, but I saw chippiness going on. St. Peter's should just keep their mouth shut, go to the sidelines. But now you're at 36-yard line. You know they have a capability with the long ball. They throw it deep. There's a lot of time left. I'm still, like a little up in the air about why they took the penalty that way, but C has the capabilities of getting the ball in the end zone here and making this another game. Oh boy, Mr. Palma.
Wow, I got hit with a Diet Coke can and my phone. How's my phone going to fly in the air? Either way, we have the shotgun, the young sophomore Carter, Gregorio flank to his right. They're going to pass on first down. Has a man open middle, big play downfield. Breaks the tackle, cutting it back left, turns it upfield. Touchdown, St. Joseph by the sea, and they're right back in this ball game.
I'll tell you what, I just said that, Doc. I said they have the capabilities to throw the long ball down there. They had the ball at the 36-yard line. Now you still have 5 minutes and change left. We are watching a tremendous offensive explosion right there.
And we're watching a young star in the making in young Joe Moran, who has been spectacular this afternoon. We have a young Viking down the sideline. Looks like he's going to get up, so shout out to number 54. That's John Munson. Glad to see he's going to be okay. Now, down by that touchdown should make it, that's 6, puts it to 19. Down by 3. I'm not sure what the analytics say here. Either way, the rain has picked up dramatically. Joe Moran, sophomore. I happen to coach Joe Moran, summer basketball. Joe Moran has the highest motor I have ever seen, and I've seen a lot of sports over the last 46 years. And Joe Moran is now a rising star here in the CHSAA in multiple sports.
Well, I'll say this as I myself, Danny, should not jump back in the broadcast. I'm seeing the Nobody Cares Sports Network tent paying dividends right now as it provides shelter for Jen Kane and company. But, Peter, I'll ask you this question. While Joe Moran put on a show there with yards after catch, was that more the Joe Moran show, or was that poor tackling from the Eagles here in the rain?
Well, listen, he had an opportunity to make the play right there. It was just execution on C's part. They had nothing to lose. You're down by 9. They did the out route coming across the middle, and you get 6.
Going for 2 here to make it a 1-point game. Carter on the quarterback keep. They stand him up. Can they push him across? Waiting on the signal. And the referees have made no call yet. It looks like no good. The 2-point try is unsuccessful. We stand at a 2-point game, a 3-point game right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, I wonder if the rain had a factor in that decision-making. Because if you're down by, you kick the extra point, you're down 2. A field goal can win it. Shocking that, not shocking, but I perhaps you don't want to take a chance at a field goal with what is now torrential downpour here in New Brighton. Danny closing all the windows. The C crowd is fired up.
Well,
the
we have
6 man's not going anywhere. I've got half a pretzel, drank 2 Diet Pepsis, and it looks like a monsoon out here.
It is a monsoon out here. The heavens have opened up between St. Joseph by the Sea and St. Peter's here in New Brighton, a 3-point ball game. That score brought to you by our friends KT Surgical Solutions, making quality Medicare possible. KT Surgical Solutions offers operation solutions that allow hospitals to provide world-class products at low cost. Shout out to Tommy Sliger. I'm going to tell you, Ray, I had surgery recently. You had surgery recently. Chances are that those surgical tools and instruments were provided by our boy Tommy and KT Surgical. So support local because they are, my friend. Here is a pooch kick. It is fielded by Nicholas Scalaro, the senior cornerback.
There's scripts, there are play calls, there are designs. None of them are prepared to handle the weather these young men are about to play through. Eagles with the lead, expect them to keep it conservative because the shots downfield, very risky in weather and conditions like this.
You know, if you're smart here, you give it to 6. You let them ground, pound, burn the clock, and you want to. Now, if you're C's defense, you want to stack the box and try to get a turnover here. Strip the ball. You practice it in all times you do.
Out of a gun, Aruda hands it to Williams in the pouring rain. He is tackled for maybe no yards on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 10. As there is thunder, but no lightning, so we continue to play on.
Yes, as Danny points out, they'll stop a game for lightning, but apparently thunder is okay.
That's right.
And it is absolutely pouring. I can't describe it. I'm sure you can see it on screen. I'm not sure if it does it justice. Local live cameras tend to cut through
we
rain.
actually got to check that local live camera to make sure that it is okay, Ray. I might have to get out there and clean it up.
I've seen you do the Doc Brown before. I look forward to watching if you do, Dan.
Let me see. It's Aruda out of a gun, working left side with a stiff arm. He is breaking away out of a tackle in the backfield, making something out of nothing, and thrown out of bounds by the St. Peter's training tent. A gain of about 5 on the play. Brings up a 3rd and 5 for the Eagles.
Is Peach going to jump out?
Oh. No, I just can't see.
So just pull the microphone in as close as possible to you. That's good.
Yeah, we don't want to get Peach electrocuted here in the booth. All right, Peach has opened up the window, and now it's raining on us.
No, it's not.
3rd down here, Dan, about 6.
I'm ready, of course.
We have coaches in the booth here because they're getting rained on. A lot of action here live in the booth. Same set, Danny.
I got to get out there and clean up this camera, Ray. You take over for a sec.
Aruta's going to be in the shotgun now, 3rd and 5. Aruta rolling out right, is going to keep it himself. Going to turn the sideline. Beautiful run and snap. It's going to depend on the spot. Looks to me like it's going to be a first down. Vikings defense saying they may have held. Eagles 6-man pointing in that direction. So it's from the look on the spot, they're going to give him the first down. So Aruta going to keep it himself. Aruta 1,000-yard rusher last season, Peach. Keeping it on the ground to run this awful weather.
Well, he's actually approaching 2 century marks right now. I think he's about 200 and something yards. He's just literally one-man show in this second half. If I don't really know the stats for what it is, I'm going to say he's got to have at least, I'm going to say 18 to 22 carries in that realm.
You're saying for Aruta or Williams?
No, Williams.
Yes, Williams has been fantastic, absolutely. And then you see the dual threat with Aruta showing the versatility as far as the ability to throw the ball downfield. With only 3:57 remaining and a 3-point lead, I expect what Peach called for earlier, some ground and pound if you're the Eagles. And if you're the Vikings, you've shown the ability to make stops. You've shown the ability to get in the backfield. Now it's about short tackling. You see Moran doesn't leave the field. Coach Baptiste backpedaling as if he's still 22 years old. My goodness, the athleticism in his own there. I would have fell down in the rain. Referee still huddled up. Not sure what we're talking about. Danny Chanod just pulled the most athletic thing I've ever seen. He scaled the walls, climbed up, plugged it in. If you get the clock tower reference, it's exactly what it was. He plugged it back in. Now our local live feed is clean. And the rain is not subsided, but it looks to be slowing down a bit.
You know, if you're C right now, you have to, I remember practices day in, day out, how to strip the ball. If you're C defense, you have to know, secure the tackle, and you rip the ball loose. That's what C has to do right now. They have to try to draw that ball loose and create a turnover.
Well, Peter, it seems like there's some tutelage going on the field, just like we may need it from our sponsors at Master of Chemistry, John Zaborskis Tutoring High School Admissions. Last year, they had over $5.7 million in scholarships to high schools after preparing 7th and 8th graders for their exams. So they've raised over $22 million since 2015, a proud new sponsor of the Nobody Cares Sports Network. A 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
I'm an educator. They don't let us teach to the test anymore. Kids need help for test taking. Go check out the Nobody Cares sponsor on that.
That's right, 917-592-4466. Big shout out to the Master of Chemistry, John Zaborskis Training. It's a 1st and 10, trips left for the Eagles. Aruta out of a gun. The give is to Williams. Running on a misdirection. He goes up the gut and picks up about 3 on the play. 2nd and 7 upcoming as the rain slowly begins to subside now in New Brighton.
Looks like he ran into Althoff on that one. Aruta coming to the sideline, getting the call here.
You know, I don't think they have NIL in high school, but if
I hope they do, that'd be cool.
If they do,
coaches get NIL?
If they do, give your offensive line a Jimmy Mac's dinner or a Jody's dinner or a Duffy's burger, whatever it is.
Trips left, Turnbull running in motion from left to right. Now settling in the backfield. The give is to Williams. He tries his best to move forward, gets a couple, but the Vikings' stout defensive line and linebacking crew are there to stifle him. Now Williams tosses his helmet, running to the sidelines in agony, and drops down as we have an injury on the field. And this could be crucial, a crucial loss here for the Eagles if this is anything more than a cramp.
Yeah, never good when you see 6 on the ground. 2:37 remaining, and it's going to be a 3rd down. Biggest play of the season for the Vikings defense. Curious to see what the coaching staff for the play caller, Mike Muscarello, is going to dial up here. He's been dialing up. St. Peter's only has 22 points on the board. Last week put up 56. So the defense for the Vikings has certainly held a dominant offense at bay. What will they come up with here as the referees have a long discussion huddled up here at midfield?
Jeremiah Williams will head to the sidelines here. He was up and able to walk off on his own. 2:37 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Referees having a meeting here at midfield discussing what, I'm not sure.
Well, whatever it is, you can't argue with them because you want to get it right. So whatever the call is, huddle up, talk amongst yourselves, figure it out. Not sure what that hand gesture was for. Tressa Baptiste does not look happy nor mad. Seems to be under control. Seems to be okay with whatever the call was. Aruda remains in the game. So now again, for the Eagles, number 22 at tailback will come in, replacing the injured Williams. 22 being Gabriel Mascolo at running back. Very impressive last week.
It's trips left again on a 3rd and 4 for the Eagles. A huge defensive down here for the Vikings, setting a 5-man rush. 2:25 remaining in the ball game and a running clock. Aruda now gets the snap, decides to keep it. Running left side, bounces off a tackler. He's tripped up in the backfield. Oh, doctor, what a play made by Dean Kasha.
Also on the play, 15, Anthony Casarino. Beautiful play here. It's going to set up 4th down. 4th and about 3. Will the Eagles try and pin them deep, or will they try and end the game by getting into going for 1st down? What do you think, Peach? What are they going to do? What's the call?
Listen, the way they've been running the ball, I get it, but you have to play smart here. You kick the ball away. You let them try to go down 90 yards and rely on your defense. Yes, you gave up 19 points. You gave up, like in the second quarter with 58 seconds left. Me personally, kick it away. Put your defense on the field. You're home. Get a stop. Get the crowd in the game and just, walk away with it. But, I'm not up in the booth upstairs.
So it looks like they're going to go for it. Aruda also the punter, though, so keep that in mind.
The flag has been waved off on the field.
I didn't even see a flag. All right. Well, good to see him waved off. The less flags, the better.
It's a 3rd and 4 for the Eagles now, a 4th and 4.
Yeah, no, it's the 4th down. Big situation here for both teams.
And Rob Sika is beside himself on the sideline, needing to be held back by Mark DiCristoforo and other assistant coaches.
Yeah, hard to figure out. Anytime a flag is picked up, obviously the team that's on the other side of that flag is going to be pretty upset.
Well, Ray, it's a 4th and 4. A picked up flag negates what would be a 1st down and a fresh set.
Absolutely.
I think St. Peter's going to try to run the clock out here, and they're going to call a timeout, and they try to burn as much as they can. If I'm thinking what I know my smartness would be, I don't know. The clock's running. It looks like St. Peter's going to call a timeout, which I just kind of predicted for what it is. Bring the punt team out.
The universe going insane that the clock is running right now.
Yeah.
Officials will talk that out. They'll figure it out. We'll get a time remaining in the game in a second. Right now the clock reads 1:42. Not sure if that's official as the moment.
1:42 remaining in the game. This game brought to you on locallive.tv. The restream, of course, will be available on the Nobody Cares Sports Network's YouTube channel, where you can watch all of the live action that we have been covering, not only this week, but all year long. If local sports, no religion, no politics, feel good vibes is what you're about, well, then Nobody Cares is for you. Gentlemen, there's 1:42 remaining, respectively, is what we imagine the actual time is here. 3-point game. It has been a one-score game throughout the duration of this contest, with the exception of about 30 seconds where the Eagles were up by 9.
It was about 30 seconds. Yeah, the Vikings came right down. That's the key there if you're the Vikings. The quick score after going down 9 has them in this position where they're one defensive stop away from getting that ball back and a chance to either tie the game with a field goal or take the lead with a touchdown. They're showing no signs of a punt, and Williams is back in the game for the Eagles, Danny.
Well, they're running trips right on the wide side of the field. Short side of the field, they've got no receivers.
Trips right and only 2 Vikings defenders. No threat of the pass here being taken seriously by the Vikings defense.
Vikings D-line with 5 rushers.
See, the Vikings got to hold your water and not jump off sides.
3 linebackers set, showing 8. Movement here from the Eagles O-line and no calls here. Clock not running, coming out of a timeout. Aruda now runs under center. And now a false start against the Eagles. And this Viking sideline loves it.
The shout out to the Vikings defensive line, proverbially holding their water as the Eagles tried some tomfoolery to get them to jump off sides. That's going to take any decision out of their hands and force them to punt the ball back to the Vikings with a chance to tie or take the lead.
You know, that timeout might have hurt St. Peter's right there, because it told the coaches on the C staff Do not move. They're going to try to egg you on to get the 5 yards for the first down. The game would have been over.
All right, so Aruta's going to be back to punt, Dan.
It's a 4th and 8. One man back deep to receive. High snap. Aruta gets off the kick. It is a towering punt that goes inside the 10-yard line and bounces out of bounds at the Vikings 8, and that is where they will take over. 1:31 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Drama in New Brighton in the battle of North versus South. Who'll come out on top? Find out when we come back.
Main Street Coffee!
If I was safe, you throw the ball across the middle. Go back to what worked. Charles, go back to what worked with C. Throw the ball across the middle. They have it wide open. The safeties weren't playing.
Welcome back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Danny Chanod, Ray Palma, Peter Timmins on the call. 1:31 to go here in the fourth. 4 wide receivers set. Carter back to throw. He's got a man right sideline. Oh! The ball in and out of Labazzoli's hands at the 34. Would have been a massive pickup. Instead, it's 2nd and 10.
They worked the sidelines at the end of the second quarter. They found Moran in the middle after they went down 9. So the Vikings have shown the ability, and the young sophomore has shown the ability to throw the ball all over the field. The entire playbook open if you're the Vikings, including the run with Gregorio. You can't cancel out the run here. A big play by him. I assuming the Vikings still have some timeouts.
You know what? If I was the quarterback right there, I'd take that play back because he had a seam to run about 20 yards up the middle. It was wide open.
1:25 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 4 wide receivers set, 2 left, 2 right. Carter back to pass, throwing down the left sidelines. A lot of contact. And here comes the flag.
Yeah, they're going to call the flag on Davis. One-on-one coverage. Receiver's going to be down on the play. Not sure if he knows, but he got the call, so that's going to advance the ball. Hopefully he's all right, and there's just some type of cramping.
Damian Aviles, the intended receiver, one-on-one coverage down the left sideline. It results in a pass interference against the Eagles. 1:18 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Pete, you agree with that call? I mean, this late in the game, you like to see the kids play it out, but it's got to be, real black and white egregious for you to throw the flag.
Doc Chanod, if you watch where the flag is right now, it's about 15 yards from where the pass was intended to go. So that means there was hand contact early on. So obviously automatic first down, 15 yards from where the spot is. But if you look where the ball is right now, are they doing 15 yards from where it was? Because now
I think it's 15 from the line of scrimmage.
Right.
So yeah.
So right now they're about the 23-yard line per se.
Yeah, they're going to bring it out from about the 7 or so to the 20.
Yeah, 8 to the 23 is correct.
I can't do math.
It's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, 7, 8 are pretty close.
Well, same set, 4 wide receivers. Carter, plenty of time to throw over the middle. Intended target was Moran. It comes up empty, 2nd and 10, 1:13 to go.
They ran the similar route in the touchdown. Moran was open, but didn't quite have a chance to track that one down.
I was just to my left is Charlie DBA's
legend.
4 decades of doing Staten Island Advance, Staten Island Live. Literally a legend. Watched me through my whole career, but I just said to him, if C has a chance, you go across the middle because St. Peter's secondary, they're leaving the middle open, and the outside is vulnerable, but the middle is more vulnerable than the outside right now.
Ray, is Joe Moran the CYO player that put on a show?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is, Danny. He is.
It's been bothering me where I knew that name from. Joe Moran put on a show, one of the greatest passes I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
You had to hold your tongue there. I know. 2nd and 10. Carter, all day to throw. Miscommunication, nobody home. 3rd and 10. Lucky that ball didn't get picked off. No man's land.
So you've chucked it downfield twice here the last 2 plays. You still have a 1:06. If you're the Vikings here, the intermediate stuff might be the way to go. Even perhaps you can consider the run. Not sure exactly how many timeouts the Vikings have left, though.
Call me stupid.
Never.
At times, never. But if you're spreading the field right now, you got a minute 13. I wouldn't mind seeing a draw play right here.
Yeah, get
where
Gregorio involved.
everybody is spread out. No one's going to expect it because you're thinking as a defensive coordinator, they're going to throw. You have the open field right now. You get 30 yards right now. You know, you get a first down, you get 4 more downs.
It's a 3rd and 10 for the Vikings. The Eagles rushing 3. 4 wide receivers set. Carter out of a gun, under pressure. The ball deflected as he throws. 4th and 10 now. The Vikings down to their last straw.
Obvious 4-down territory. We'll see what they have. Coach Luttrell, the offensive play call, has to make his biggest call of the afternoon, and will need his best 10-yard first down. Look at the punt by the ref. I don't know if the camera caught that, but the referee, instead of throwing the ball to the sideline, kicked it. That was one of the better kicks I've seen all day. The 6th man is fired up here.
It's the 12th man today,
The 12th man. I got my sports wrong. Either way. So we'll see what Luttrell has dialed up.
I see Dr. Tajani on the sidelines. He manufactured my new knee.
Well, I saw Danny had to clean the camera. Danny had to climb things. He was all over the place.
I'm going to tear my knee again. Good thing this guy's right here.
There you go. All right, Danny, biggest play of the season for both teams.
4th and 10 for the Vikings. 3 wide receivers left. Single coverage right. Eagles looking to send 4. A man in motion for the Vikings. Carter throwing deep down the left sidelines. Aviles, the intended target, Moran. In double coverage, goes up with the catch.
There is
Are
a
you
flag.
kidding me?
There is a flag. There is a flag once again.
There is a flag at the 22-yard line.
What's he going to call?
The ball was tipped. So one referee saying the ball was tipped. That the ball is tipped, that will negate any pass interference.
Well, and that ball was intended for Aviles down the left sideline because it was tipped. Joe Moran came back to make the play. We have offsetting penalties on this play.
Wow.
It's going to replay 4th down and negates that unbelievable play.
I was going to say, that negates maybe the best play I've ever seen in this broadcast.
On a tipped ball, Joe Moran comes back to make the catch in double coverage, and it is all for naught.
And he Willie Mays it. Oh, my goodness, that was such athleticism.
Are you kidding me?
How do you call that right there?
How do you call that is right?
Tressa Baptiste is justifiably upset at midfield. Now, again, I didn't see what happened, perhaps, but you hate to see something like that if you're the Vikings. That is for sure.
I think as a football fan, you hate to see the flags come out with less than a minute to go here in this contest.
That's just silly.
Memories of my...
That really is just silly.
Well, Baptiste has himself under control. He's certainly just having conversations, which as a head coach you want to do.
Believe me, he's getting in his ear right now.
Oh, yeah.
He might not be
not
emphatically erratic, but he is getting in his ear.
All right, so they got to do it again if you're the Vikings here. Biggest play of the year.
A 4th and 10. Same formation. SOS. Trips left. Single coverage right. Eagles sending 4. The 12th man on their feet. Carter out of a gun. All day to throw. Down the middle of the field. And it's broken up. The Eagles take over on downs. It was not there as that pass was intended for Anthony Lavazzoli. Triple coverage, nothing to be found. The Eagles will take over.
Not sure what the design there was, but Carter felt he had to get rid of it. Didn't really have anybody downfield. There were 4 Eagles back defensively, and it looks like St. Joseph by the Sea is going to fall 1 first down short, and it comes down to that penalty there, the offsetting penalties that unfortunately were going to be the demise in the end of this drive. Not sure how many timeouts the Vikings have. If they have 3 timeouts, this game is not quite over. If they have 2 or less, the game is.
No, Doc, I'm going to say this game's over. No matter what you do.
Well, with timeouts, they could call 3 and see if we do it. But the Cristoforo's calling for the victory package, which means the Vikings do not have 3.
It's over.
And in what has been a spectacular high school football game filled with the run, filled with the pass, the Eagles are in victory formation and prepared to go to 2-0 overall on the season, Danny.
Gentlemen, we couldn't have asked for a more spectacular start to the Catholic high school football season here from St. Peter's in a day that was dedicated to the memory of Rory D. Cristoforo. We had some honorary captains today, including Coach Ryan Woods A lot of Eagles honored during the pregame, and they come out on top with a 3-point victory over a storied rival from the South Shore of Staten Island and Huguenot, the St. Joseph by the Sea Vikings. We had a little bit of everything today. Some sun, some rain, some drama. But at the end of the day, Ray, the Eagles 1-0 on the season officially, and the Vikings will lose their road opener.
Well, I had a rough week. I had I'm still in a good amount of pain. I wanted to be here. I'm glad I left my house today. I'm glad I came because we got ourselves treated to as good a high school football game as you could ever possibly see. Both quarterbacks stepped up. You saw a young sophomore in Carter unable to get the win today, but I think Christian Carter showed today that he can be a factor in the CHSAA. And Jeremiah Williams, Mr. CHSAA Player of the Year, continues his onslaught on the CHSAA. Danny's taking the selfie. Hope my hair is on fleek. Didn't really do my hair today.
Fantastic. No, you look great. I got to give a shout out to everybody back home in Connecticut at Local Live, and to all of you that didn't make it out here today, thank you for tuning in. We're powered along by our sponsors who you've seen all screen on the lower left-hand corner. But a big thank you to Peter Timmins and Ray Palma, who absolutely rocked the broadcast today.
Okay, Peach.
You know what? It was a tremendous turnout for this game. It was a tremendous, for what Staten Island football represents. C's got a tremendous year ahead of them. St. Peter's on a roll, 1-0 officially with the Catholic school, 2-0 with overall. But we say this day in, day out. Staten Island football, New York City football, New York State football, we represent, we come in, day out, and we showcase what this small little fifth borough is of what we are talent-wise, educational-wise, and family-wise, community-wise, and overall what we do as Staten Island.
I couldn't agree more, Peach. I think what you see here is that, we put some really high-level high school football here, and, both teams will learn to build from this. And if you're the Eagles, it's a quick start to the season. If you're the Vikings, it's some film to learn. Well, both teams film to learn from. And I'll say it one more time, number 6, Danny, Jeremiah Williams continues to be the best high school football player I've seen over the last 2 seasons.
My goodness, but the future is so bright, gentlemen, for the St. Joseph Sea Vikings. The sophomore quarterback can really sling the ball, feels the pressure in the pocket.
And Moran's a sophomore as well.
Right, that's what I mean. When you look at it, their offense ain't nothing to play with this year. Held in check today by some veterans on this St. Peter's Eagles team, but that defensive side of the ball for the boys in blue and white, they held their own here in enemy territory. It's going to be an exciting year for both of these teams. An exciting year here in local sports, as Peter was talking about. Boy, we've got a whole bunch on deck, and we hope that you're going to come on board this season. As for me, I'm telling you right now, you've been supporting local sports with Local Live, and our broadcast booth is powered by our good friends at
Main Street Coffee!
No religion, no politics, just feel good sports vibes. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, nobody cares.